Welcome, Kerbal Nauts. So we're going to be actually playing some Kerbal Space Program today, and probably start a series. Actually, I'm going to do career mode, and I know it's a bit boring at the start, I guess, trying to sort of just get the tech enough to be able to build some things. But then once we sort of get into it, it'd probably take an hour to sort of basically get into where we can start to build some sort of important things, I would guess, maybe a little bit longer than that. Anyway, I thought I'd start off with the mods that I'm going to be using so that we've at least got a list of those, because people do actually always wonder what they are and how they sort of then go and work. So these are the mods that I'm going to be playing with. This is a mod manager called CCAN. Highly recommend that you install your mods using this mod manager. So just if you download CCAN, you'll basically then actually have access to most of the mods, not all of them, but most of the actual mods in the game. So you can still install them manually, but this is so much easier to actually go and do this one. So going through, what I might do is I might just do it by, what should we sort it by? I do it by downloads. That way we get the most impressive ones at the start. I've tried to use popular mods. These are like the number of different downloads that people have actually got in through here. So, hi Vegan, how are you going? And actually another thing too is I think I can play this where I can actually do a DASDemption of sorts. I tried to download a mod that would actually allow me to rename the Kerbal Nauts, but it doesn't work. It hasn't been updated for 4 years, and when I did try it, it didn't actually work. But I think I can do it manually. So if people do want to do DASDemptions, we'll probably sort of get that going as well. Not urgent, because we won't be having Kerbal Nauts for for probably an hour, I guess, and then hopefully we'll sort of start to be able to then get some manned missions out there. All right, so we've got the environmental visual enhancements Redux, which sort of so a Kerbal plugin designed to implement switching of part meshes, resources, and hang on, that's the wrong one. Go up here. Version of Eve plugins, so the environmental visual enhancements. I always thought Eve was like the Eve Online stuff, but it's not. It's actually the visual enhancements. Anyway, just visual enhancements using a replacement for the regular Eve, including clouds, lights, etc. So it just is it makes the game look a bit better. Eve stock planet configs back in through here again as well. So default config for Eve. Scatterer, it's just going to give atmospheric shaders for planets, I'm guessing. Scatterer default config there, sort of, I guess that one works in with that one as well. Scatterer sun flare, I'm not sure you pick that, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know which ones I'm picking in through here. This is community resource pack, so common resources for KSP mods. The other ones, actually, I should keep them installed. Actually, no, I'll keep on going down this way. Some of them I just haven't bothered with, like loading in. Like this is, I'm not going to worry about a lot of these different things. Don't know what this one does. Plug in. So a lot of these are just parts of other mods. I guess so, let's just go to the important ones. Kerbal Engineer Redux. This was going to give me readouts. The last time I played it, I didn't actually have this one. So, okay, Draxter is saying, evening all. How did the fortress fare? I missed the ending. It's on a precipice. The way it finished, this is Dwarf Fortress. We've got a siege going on. We've managed to trap the majority of the enemy forces inside between two drawbridges, but there was still a group of, I think, 5 bowmen outside, a fair distance away from the 4 spearmen that were actually with the siege engine. So we actually cracked open the this is where we left it yesterday. Cracked open the blocks to actually then allow the dwarves out, and were then ambushed straight away by a group of goblins. So we could very well lose the fortress. So it's actually finished off with a group of dwarves who aren't very well trained, have been ambushed as they were just leaving the compound to go and destroy the siege engine. And so we got ambushed by a group of about 5 goblins, which were a second invasion group. So anyway, that's sort of what happened. That's where we are. Hi, Supreme Plague, how are we going? So Engineer Redux is just going to give me more readouts. So that's a good one. I do remember that one. I was sort of looking for that when I was playing it before. Like my muscle memory was to actually have that one running. So I'm glad that I've got that one in there now. Click-through blocker, I don't even know what this one does. Helps eliminate the click-through problems with mods. I'm not really sure how that one does go. Hi, Sick, how you going? Other ones we've got is the toolbar controller, back and through here again as well. So wrap a mod around the Blitzy and stock toolbars. Not really sure what that does either. Community tech tree. So community developed tech tree extension with support for many mods. Again, not sure how that one came in. Contract configurator. I brought this one in case we wanted to sort of build our own contracts. So I did actually put that one in there. There was other ones. This one does have other relationships and things. I won't worry about it, but there were other ones you could actually sort of bring back in as well. But anyway, I'll leave that one just where that one is. Copernicus planetary system modifier, so it allows users to replace the planetary system used by the game. I'm not sure if I want to bother with that one, but I'll still leave that one in there. Community category kit, common parts categories for KSP mods. Yep, okay. A lot of these are just helpers. KSP community fixes, this is an important one. So fixes for stock bugs, also provides various quality of life and UI improvements. That one is highly recommended. Waypoint manager, I haven't used this one yet, so just displays waypoints while in flight. Create custom waypoints. Stock-alike station parts expansion redux. So this one here is a plethora of new station parts, which I haven't really played with. We won't get to there until fairly late. Harmony 2, a library for patching, replacing and decorating .NET and Mono methods. I'm not sure how that one works. SpaceTux library, a library of small functions for use by mods. Yes, that'll just be required by different mods. Here we go. Here's the main one we're going to be looking at here, Kerbalism. So this one is, in fact, what I can do is I can actually go and filter by installed. That'll make it a bit easier. That way we only see the ones we've got installed. So so this is the full list that we've got. So Eve configs, etc., etc. Kerbalism back down through here with the default config. So Kerbalism is going to be the main mod that we're going to be playing with. So it adds life support, quality of life, radiation, malfunctions, signals, and space weather mechanics. I've been playing it a little bit without recording it, actually, just to try to get used to what it does do, because it's actually diabolical. This malfunctions aspect is really hard, and so we may have to tweak that down. In fact, we will have to tweak that down a little bit. Default config in through there is, again, just the defaults for it. Free IVA, I installed this one yesterday. I haven't played with this one yet. So you've got the EVA, like the extravehicular activity, but you've got the inner vehicular activity as well. And so what this one does is allows you to float around inside the ship. Like when you press the C key to go inside the ship to have a look at it from the perspective of the Kerbal, you can't do much, but apparently with this one you can then start to move around inside the ship and have a bit of a look around, which will be good. So I'm looking forward to that one. KSP texture loader, so a library for loading textures with as little overhead as possible. I think it just resamples the textures. I believe that the mods that I've actually made with my DAS Tactic symbols aren't exactly prepared for this, so that it does sort of throw, not an error at the time, but I did look at the log files when I was trying to get the renamer going there. Changelog comes up through the eyes of a Kerbal. This is part of the IVA mod, I think. Well, again, it just wants to install these sorts of things to make it look a little bit better. Reviver, no idea what that one. Dynamic switching between multiple IVAs in edit. There we go, IVAs again. Scrapyard, this one is a common part inventory add-on for Kerbal Space Program. Scrap is so part failures, parachutes, engines, gimbals, resources, batteries, reaction wheels, etc. using Scrapyard. Yeah, so I don't know if this is what's making it difficult for things failing. I've got a funny feeling it may be, but I'll still keep it there. I'm not sure. Module manager back in through here again. Modify KSP configs without conflict. Probes before cruise. So tech tree overhaul that places probes before cruise. In our case, playing Kerbalism, we sort of need that. Kerbal checklists as well. This one here is a Kerbal checklist. It's a simple and efficient in-game checklist system for Kerbal. Modular flight integrator. So this is a amazing add-on that will modularly integrate your flight models, and Kerbalism checklist in through here again as well. So a mod for Kerbal Space Program that adds a checklist for the Kerbalism mod. So that adds on to the other one through there. But the big ones really are, the big one is going to be Kerbalism. This is going to be the thing. Everything is built around, this run is going to be built around Kerbalism and trying to manage Kerbalism. And it's things like, for example, Scrapyard and Scrap, I think, was brought in as a recommendation from Kerbalism, and I sort of possibly regret putting it in there. We'll find out, I guess. What's the relationships? It doesn't have Kerbalism in there. So anything in bold is what I've actually got there. It's okay. These are all the combinations of mods that work with other mods, and there are different relationships that they actually have. It's just really cool. God, this game is just phenomenal. Anyway, that's the mod manager. Let's go and fire up the program and get into it. I'll ditch all of the current save files that I've got, and we'll just start fresh. So if you do want to redeem a name, what I'll do is I'll see if I can do it, but I'm not sure yet if I can actually do Dasdemptions, but we'll give it a go. When we do it as well, I will actually I will prioritise engineers. There we go. So Sick has got one. I'm going to prioritise engineers over the other people. So we'll do engineers followed by pilots, followed by scientists, I think, followed by tourists. So is the way that I think we'll actually just go through the list. And it's one of these things where I think I can do it every so often. I'll try to just, I won't do it on the fly. I'll just get a batch of them in there, and then we'll just go with it. So we need to start a new game. I want to just go and delete the existing games that I've got. So we'll just go and resume saved, and we'll delete these. I was testing to see whether to play the science mode first, or the career mode as an actual run through, and I think I like the career mode a little bit better. It still gives me all the science stuff to do, but it starts off where we have to build up the KSP location. So we're going to go into career mode down through here. We're going to change. I've modded in different flags and different DAS tactic buttons. So I'll just use this one here. I sort of almost tempted to remake these at some point, but that'll be okay. We'll accept, and then we'll just change the various buttons as we sort of go through. In career mode, you have to manage all aspects of the space program. So if we go into difficulty options, normal, this is where we're going to change a few of the difficulty settings. We can change this at any time, by the way, but I'm not going to go through. Now we've got O's scrap in through here. Allowed failures. Not at all sure what these do. See, this is where I think we end up with more failures than what we had. There's FND settings, batteries. What if I go into? Does it tell me anything? You have no idea what this does. So that's the O scrap thing. I would sort of probably, if there was something where I could turn off certain settings in here, I would turn it off. Scrapyard. Override funds, yeah, that's okay. Debug options, that's okay as well. Advanced, now it says enable Kerbal experience. Yes, we'll do that one. So there's a whole lot of stuff in here we can set up for the actual run. Required signal for control. Okay, that's all okay. Button manager, no, that's okay. Click through blocker. Show pop-up at start. Focus, I'm not sure how we do this one. Focus follows mouse click. Universal, I'm not sure where we need this, so I'll leave that one where that is. The contract configurator, active contract multiplier, so one, Kerbal kind achievements. So we have different stock contracts, which I'll just leave them all in there. So this should actually just give me extra contracts, I guess. This is the big one, Kerbalism. This is where we end up setting up the radiation that's going to affect the Kerbal noughts. We've got the reliability. We go from we highlight malfunctions, yes. Part malfunctions, yes. Critical failure, if they do malfunction, 25% will be a critical failure that we can't repair. Let's ramp that down to, say, 10% or even 15%, somewhere in there, around there. And then the fixable failure rate, this is going to be proportion of malfunctions that can be fixed remotely. Let's ramp this up a little bit, just so we've got like a 75% of them we can have that will then that we will be able to fix if we can do it. Then we've got the incentive redundancy. So each malfunction will increase the MTBF, whatever that is, of components, the of components in the same redundancy group. So I think what this means is every time we have a failure of a piece of an item, it will then make the next one a little bit less. So it keeps track of the redundancy for the failures. Engine malfunctions. Now this one here is allow engine malfunctions on ignition and exceed burn durations. Now this on ignition is the one that bothers me. Because we end up with not being able to get off the ground, basically, a lot. So I think I'll change that one. Require repair kits. I'll leave that one off, just so we can actually repair without anything if we've got an engineer. So in this case, adjust the probability of engine failures on ignition. I'm going to turn this one right down to say 10%. It's still high for me, and then the engine burn failure chance as well. So this one here is just the probability of the engine failure caused by excessive burn time. I'm going to ramp this one down as well to maybe sort of like say 20%. So I'll just bring that one down. I wish I could get that exactly. It looks like I can't. 21%. Actually, I'll do it. Oh, there we go. Hey, 20. There we go. 20. Science. Transmit science immediately. Yeah, okay. We'll do that. We'll see if we can do that one. This one, that way I don't have to go and tell it to transmit science. It will just it'll just send it back. Analyze samples immediately as well. So automatically flag samples for analysis in a lab, which would be good. The antenna speed, I'll keep that one going. So this is the antenna bandwidth factor, 150%. I mean, it's on there anyway. And always allow sample transfers. So when off, sample transfers is only available in crewed vessels. But we'll let that all sort of happen. That's sort of all happening in through there. Then we go to Kerbalism 2, notifications. These are actually when the warnings are going to come back up. I'll leave it there. I might ramp up the duration a little bit actually, just so it stays there for a bit longer, because I don't tend to read them, and then I notice them just as they're leaving. This is the comfort factors for the stress. So we can turn off stress breakdowns altogether, but I quite like the idea of doing that one with the Kerbal noughts. So ideal living space 20. Yeah, I can sort of change. I'll just leave this on the defaults, I think. Through the eyes, this is, okay, so show slight angle, force IVA before launch. I'm not sure what these will do. Then toolbar control. Yeah, I'll just leave that one where that actually is. That's fine. So we'll accept all of that. This is now going to be our new, I'll just double check that did actually stick. Yep, okay, so we'll accept that. And we'll get started. So in we go. Oh, if we just change this one to DAS Korea. So we know that that's what it is. Get started. Now, once we get started, I should then be able to rename the names. So we've only got sick at this stage. So I'm in no rush. What I'll do is I'll let a few of you get your DAS Demptions in. And I don't think the Kerbal noughts will last that long, to be honest, once we get them going. So welcome to the Space Centre. Nice to meet you. I'm Gene Kerman, Flight Director, and your guide for this quick introduction. Blah, blah, blah. Feel free to move around. Hold the right mouse button to move the camera, or use the arrow keys. Right-click over the Space Centre facilities to view more about them. Left-click when you're ready to head inside. Thanks, I've got it there, Gene. So we've got the mission control. We might as well start there. Actually, what we might do is we'll start with the vehicle assembly building. And so this is Werner von Kerman, the chief rocketry engineer. I love the names, based on the real NASA people. So you can then have a look around with the right mouse button here, blah blah blah. So we can this is a very small. Actually, we can't do that yet until we sort of bring something in. Once I do that, I can then start to look around. So there's our flag. Again, it's sort of not quite. It's sort of stretched. So I might sort of go and rechange that at some point. So anyway, that's where we come in. I just wanted to have a quick look to sort of see what we had available. A few solid fuel boosters. Nothing there. Basic fins. Battery. Some science, which we'll need to do more than what the career mode is pushing our way. No utilities, nothing else there. So very, very limited at the start. So at the start, we'll probably just try to rattle through and just get as much science as we possibly can. But we'll also just go and have a look and see what we can do from the missions and see if we can actually cobble together things where we don't even take off to just go and do it. So let's leave the vehicle assembly building, save and continue. And we'll just go across to research and development. We only have this at this stage, basic start pieces, back in through there again as well. So that's the pieces we just had a bit of a look at. This one here is going to cost me 5. That's going to cost me 5. I think the progression that I want to go through will possibly be 1, 2, 3 to get the parachute. Yep. So the parachute will then allow me to save some of the vehicle. Stability maybe after that. We get a little bit of barometric, so we can do more science, and then maybe up to this way as well. Then just to get the bigger rockets, and then we'll sort of figure out a way beyond that at that point in time. I think there's still a few little areas in through here. So basic science back in through there again as well. The science is like this is going to cost me 45 to go and grab that one as an example. This one's going to cost me 15. It probably would still be better to go and get these cheaper ones before we sort of start to come back into this third tier of science. But anyway, that's sort of where we are with the science. The administration building, this is where we can sort of change different policies that we have, which we probably won't really spend much time in here. I think this is where we build bigger buildings, but we hardly have any money. 25,000 is all we have to start with. So we have to manage our money. We have to manage our money and our science and the reputation that we have. Next thing we've got is the astronaut complex. So I can't change the name of these, but what I will be doing is coming through. I don't know if I should change the name of these. Now these are, Bill is our engineer. I will see if I can do that one. So I'll get, I'll try to name some of these to start with. And then we'll look at these new guys as well. So we do actually have applicants where we can actually go through. Now we can have 5 maximum, but I'm going to be trying to prioritise engineers first. We do need them. So Bill is actually our most important Kerbal naut, to be honest. So just because of repairing things once we do get going. So let's go forward. So we've got the science, we've got the reputation. Just go back out from here again as well. Again, I wish I could change the name in here, but the mod that I tried it was causing everything else to crash. We can change the flag on the flagpole. Spaceplane hangar we don't need. This is mission control, which is where we're going to get our various missions from. So we have only one at the very, very start. So Kerbal Kind achievement records. We just need to leave the launch pad. That's all we need to do initially. So this is quite a simple one. So we'll actually just go on and grab that one. There's going to be other things that will then progress slowly over time. I don't know how many of these we'll get through, but these are big. Like some of them are simple, some of them aren't. But they'll unlock as we do this one. We'll then get more unlocks coming through. But that's all we have that's actually available to us is just that one. So that's all we can actually select. We've only got a maximum of 2 there initially. We wanted to get more and more of these so we can string them together to put together the actual craft. Right, well, let's go and build ourselves something that can hopefully do a little bit of science and also fulfill this first mission. So the first mission, we get another 43,000, 2 science and 6 reputation from this particular one. Just need to leave the surface of Kerbal. It's really, really quite simple. So we don't have to do hardly anything at all. So let's go back out to the VAB, the Vehicle Assembly Building, and we'll just start to build this particular thing. All we need to do there is just go to engines. I want to get the smallest possible engine. It's going to cost me the least amount. At the moment, this is going to cost me 400. This one here is going to cost me 85. Put that one onto it like that, and that's now 485 is our total cost. We've still got heaps of money, so that's actually all right. I won't bother putting anything else on this one. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to change the solid fuel down to the minimum amount because I want to try to save this if I can, and the thrust limiter down to say let's just try 20% of the actual main thrust. Actually, that should even be heaps. Let's just go for 10. So let's just go for say 10%. I just want to have it so that it's extremely minimal when it does anything. Now, what we also want to do is we want to go and do a lot of science. So let's go and add in things that will then sort of help with the science. So we'll just go across. The first thing we need to do is get battery power. Because I don't actually have any solar panels, I'm going to have to use a battery. So I'm just going to throw a battery on the side of this thing. We've got, what else do we need? We need to go to science. So in science, we actually have, like if we're going to be trying to save things, we've got this this computer flight unit, which I won't bother with that. We'll just do what we can in the actual thing itself. We've got the thermometer, which we'll throw on the side here. And we've got the goo container, which we'll place over here. Okay, and then we've got the communicatron, just to put it back, like so we can sort of just do things this way. There we go. Supreme Plague has redeemed one as well. That's good. So we've got two Kerbal noughts already. Sort of that will I'll attempt to see if I can actually get those into the mix of what we're going to be doing. All right. We won't bother naming this one, but this one will just go to the launch pad. Now this is our scrap vessel rating, terrible. Worst part, is the actual satellite itself. We'll just go and close that one. Right, so this is what we ended up having. So we've got some, you can see the electric charge is going down very, very slightly. Let's go and start the temperature scan. We can get up to 2.4 science just by running this one. We can also then just go and observe the mystery goo. So we'll just go and open that one up and watch the goo with whatever's happening in through there. The battery will then sort of keep things going. That's all we can really sort of do with those. What I want to do is I want to run these down. This is a 10-minute run to get that one done. And don't know if I have to try to keep this one going. Hopefully this will hardly get off the ground. That's what my hope is. What I'll do is science will then accrue. So even if we only get like a small portion of it. If I go back into here, for example, this is the data that we actually have. Oh, I didn't actually up the data, transfer data here. Let's go and extend the antenna. And I don't know if I can actually change it from there. No, it's not going to happen. We should be transferring. Yeah, unfortunately, this is going to run, this is going to fill up. And KerbNet access, this is just going to give me the overall look of what's going on. Actually, another thing we can do here is do the telemetry report. So we'll go and do that one. This one we can then go and start to transmit the science back. So telemetry report from the launch pad, we get 1.6 science. So we'll sort of push that one back out. So we'll communicate it back to the radio control. This is, you can see there, actually I need to get that one running. So we need to do that one for 27 seconds. I'll just speed up time a little bit. Just got to keep track of the electrical charge here. I want to keep enough to be able to get off the ground. So we're getting 1.6 here. That will then change from running to waiting. Waiting is actually where it will start to then rerun it again at different times. With that one going, we can then start to see the what's going on through here with everything as well. Electric charge is coming way, way down now. Capacity is now, see now how it's waiting. I'll just stop that one. Now this is, I'm just going to go back again. We've now got the warning. We're almost empty with the electrical charge. So we've already done all the science there. We've done all the science there. It's now just the goo. So let's actually get this thing off the ground. And it wasn't strong enough. So not quite where we need it to be. I'll just let it run its course out. So we didn't actually get to leave. So it wasn't strong enough, the 10%. But now I want to keep all that science that we just picked up. So I don't want to go back and do that again. So I'll just let it run its course. It's almost done. Oh, hang on. What do I do? Shift. No, actually that's different again. This one's always on full throttle. It's a booster, of course. I don't need to actually get this one going. So even at the minimum amount, it's still a fair bit in there. I just had the thrust down too low. There we go. We transmitted all of the temperature scan, so that's now been transferred. So the things are transferring automatically. Right, there we go. Danger. No more electrical charge. So we now press escape, go to the tracking station, and even though we didn't launch off, we go and recover this vehicle, and that way we'll pick up the goo as well. Recover, and then we'll just click on got it back through there. So we picked up 9 science, which is great. That actually gives me, it says 5.7 science was earned. I think we got a few bonus things in there as well. So the telemetry report from the launch pad, again, we've sort of maximized a lot of this stuff. It says we've got it from the launch pad, also from the shores. I think because we triggered it, it started to actually then go and do this telemetry report as well, I think. Maybe a bit off with that one through there. Mystery goo, we didn't get all of that one done. Let's just go to next. And then we actually pick up all of the money back again. So we actually end up with, making some more money for some reason. I don't know why we ended up getting extra funds back from that one. Maybe because we were testing things. So we end up getting a slight increase from the 25,000 that we had there before. Done. I don't know if that's what's supposed to happen here. Anyway, we'll just go back out again. And we are now ready for the next iteration. Let's just go to mission control. We didn't achieve that one, so we have to still go back in and achieve that. So we'll just go back into the VAB. Don't really need the temperature scan anymore, so let's go and move that one off. One thing we can have a look at is the total science that we actually have. In fact, I can do that one back. We can actually now go and get other pieces, which may actually help us a little bit more. So let's just go and we won't save this. We'll just go back across, and we'll just go back to research and development. So we've picked up nearly all we needed to actually unlock these, which is actually really cool. Like normally if you're doing career mode, you do the little bits and pieces and eventually you get these things done. But with engineering, we do end up getting another, like a Geiger counter to get even more science. We are going to have to sort of try to focus on the science aspect a little bit. Or I can go to this one here where I can actually then start to use an actual engine to sort of get me off the ground that way. Maybe the engine. That way I've only got to sort of launch and then get back down again. Let's go and get this one here, because we're so close now with everything else that we needed to do. So let's go back out again, go to the VAB. And so we didn't pick up any other science stuff for this particular one, but that's going to be okay. Let's get rid of that little engine there and put in just a fuel tank and another engine, and all we have to do is just get off the ground. So what I'll do is I'll just go back to the engines, swivel engine through there. I don't think I need the battery anymore. I'll still keep it just in case. There's no other science we can actually still do, so we've only still got these 2 different things. The mystery goo, actually one thing we didn't have a look at was the actual science aspect. So all we have to do here is just leave the launch pad. I think even if we just hop off, that's going to be enough. Let's just go and do that now. So we just go to the launch pad. And when we get here, I will actually just do more of the mystery goo. So if we just go and see, we've got 3.6 or 4.8. So we'll just go and start that one up again. So it's now just running, and I'll launch, and I'll now just try to get off the ground. Didn't survive the crash, but we did get off the ground. I'll take that. Actually, I might revert to launch. I think I just need to get off slightly. So let's just go and bring this one in here. Let's get the mystery goo. Actually, I'll do that if I can stop. So let's just focus on trying to get off and then down again. So I'll just go up to say a small amount, and then I'll just get the Z is going to go full bore, X is full stop. I did actually change my settings as well, so that if I press Control or Shift twice, it won't activate anything on Windows. So we're going to get rid of the X key. Ready. What I'm looking for is to see if this gets a tick, we're done. So yep, that's all we have to do. Damn it. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. The fuel tank exploded, but we're still actually okay here. Right, that's all we needed to do. So we've fulfilled the contract, and we're just going to go and do the mystery goo and run the mystery goo from here. And this one is just 2 more minutes remaining there. Don't know what's going on there. That's okay. So that's all we needed to do. So we'll just go and increase the time factor. 1 minute. There we go. So that's now waiting. And that's it. We've pretty much done with this particular one. So we'll just go and press escape, go to the tracking station. Yet again, got this launch pad. Just go to recover. And we picked up, it says we've now got 12 science, so 6.2 science was earned there. So, and we did a recovery vessel that just survived a flight. So we pick up extra science with that one as well. So just doing these little hops is actually fairly important. Mystery goo, yeah, 4.8 there, which is good. Another plus 1.2 earned. Just go next. And then the parts we picked up. So we picked up the yeah, and we didn't pick up even the engine was not salvageable at the back end there, unfortunately. So anyway, that's where we are. Done. All right, back we go again. So now we're going to open up a whole lot of other things we can then go and do. So we've now got 12. Actually, we've got 12 science here. So we're rattling it forward here, guys. We're just going to go and throw this part, this group in. Actually, I can not quite do the stability. We'll do this one here, engineering. This one will then give us the TD12 decoupler, the adapter. What are some of the other things we've got in through here as well? Yeah, we'll grab this one here. We'll just get that research. So it's got a little bit. We've got 7.4 just by doing this stuff at the start here. Leave the facility. Go back to mission control. So yeah, we've got the achievement records. We've now done one of those. We need to reach the upper atmosphere. I'm not going to do that yet. I'm just going to go back to available, because these are all of the ones we can actually then go and do. If I go back to all, I can go to part testing and then have a look to see what we can do with the part testing. So I want to get through these quickly, because these are only here for hours usually, so rather than any length of time. So haul the thumper into flight above Kerbal. So that one just means that we need to haul it from the start. So essentially it just means that we need to, these are a little bit harder. So at Rockmax, we're not afraid to try new things. As a result, we sometimes find ourselves in a situation of needing outside help to solve a problem. We've way too many parts. So you can see it's 5 hours on this one here. Okay, now we need your help. So what I want to do is I don't want to do these things where it says into flight above Kerbal. So into flight, landed at Kerbal. So this one here is test the swivel. So in this case, we need to literally just test this engine, the swivel engine, the LV-T45, and I'm pretty sure we've got the swivel now with what we just picked up. To perform the test, activate the part through the staging sequence when all test conditions are met. So this is something we can just do immediately. So we'll grab that one. Anything that's landed is actually going to be easy for us. Flight, when splashed, this is T5, when the TD12 decoupler splashed down at Kerbal. So perform the test, activate the part through the staging sequence when all test conditions are met, which means we just need to be on Kerbal, basically. So again, that's an easy one, I think. And then we've got, this is the radial decoupler, which I don't actually have access to. So let's go and throw that one in as well. We'll just get both of those. So we'll put those two contracts as the maximum we can actually have at this stage. So we'll just go back out and leave the facility, go back into the VAB. We'll just ditch everything and start again. So we've got the science we have is we need to test the, if we go to the notes, perform the test, activate the part. So we just need to be landed at Kerbin and we need to be splashed down at Kerbin. So basically at the end there. So what we do is we're just going to, first of all, just test this engine and then decouple after that. So let's just go and do this one with the TD12. So we need to have that one there. I don't even need to have a fuel tank on, I don't think, but I'll still just go and do it. Let's go and leave that one there. The decouplers are here. So this is the TD12. So I'll throw that one into there, throw that one there. Then we've got the engine. I'm just going to put this one so we've got very minimal fuel, just so we've hardly got anything at all again. So leave that one where that is. And the engine, the swivel. So the swivel liquid fuel engine there. That's pretty much it. Now I think all I need to do this one is to there's no other science, is there? Oh yeah, we've got the Geiger counter now. Yeah, measure environmental radiation. Again, we shouldn't really be leaving. So I'm just going to do here is I'm just going to go and grab this one and throw this one onto the side of the vehicle, and I'll just use a communicatron again on top. So we should be able to just transfer that data. I don't know if I need the battery. I won't worry about the battery for now. Let's launch this one. I think splashdown means it requires you to land in the water. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, we'll see if we can get across there. We'll just see if that's the case. Again, we'll just open up the science so we can see when we've actually done it. Now, this is one we have to just test it. I can keep the throttle right down, and we just run test. That's done. So that's all we had to do there, just to pick up that one there. This one here, we're just going to right-click, and we're going to start the radiation scan. This is going to take 8 minutes, so we're going to run out of battery here, unfortunately. I should have brought a battery. But we will pick up, so the telemetry, we've already done everything we need to do with telemetry. But in this case, yeah, this is an 8 minutes one, which is going to take too long, unfortunately. Let's, yeah, if we've got to be splashed down, in that case, we do have to be splashed down. I'll just get it going. See if we can get across and splash down. No, it's not going to happen, is it? That's going to lose too much, so we won't do that one. We'll just go back into revert to the vehicle, the VAB. In that case, it will actually just add in a bit more fuel. Maybe a bit more than that. All right, so we'll just get like 50% of the fuel for that one there, and I'll do the. We'll need the battery. The swivel engine is going to allow me to gimbal across, so I don't really need to worry too much about that one. We will need the battery on here as well now. All right, away we go again. So we go back to here. So we still need to test this engine. So this is, again, throttle to nothing, run test. That's now done. I'll do this once we actually land in the water. So we'll just stage and then I'll just try to sort of manage this one a little bit. Where I sort of just fly across. Oops, it's now not very stable. Come on, move across, move across. Is it going to crash or is it going to make it to the water? It's not going to make it. It's not going to make it. Almost made it to the water. Got on the beach anyway. Let's go back and revert to launch, because I think we're close with that. In we go. So we'll just run the test again. Just get the science up so we can see it. Test this engine. Done. Okay, we've got that one done. All right, then we'll just stage it. And just go a little bit more powerfully this way. I'm going to get ready to press X. Come on, come on. Oh, don't go this. Go the other way. Go the other way. Catastrophic failure. There we go. So that didn't work. All right, so we'll just go back, revert to launch. What do I need to do here? To go back to go pick up the pieces on your beach patrol later. Yes. You know what the problem is? I think it's the fact that this is it can't be that. It can't just be that. Surely. I could try to weigh the bottom of it down to try to give me more stability. I think as the fuel leaves, what I might do is I might actually go and throw more fuel in. So I can't change. Can I change it here? No, I can't. Let's just go back to, in that case, revert back to the VAB and change this part. We'll just fill it up. And what I might do is also put some fins on it just to try to get a bit more stability. So we've got the tiny fins. What are these big fins like? Yeah, that'll do. This one's costing 2,500 of our hard-earned money here. So just need to get it across into the water. Let's go for it. Let's see if this will work. Lower gimbal maybe. The gimbal is actually, I need the gimbal as much as I possibly can. The gimbal is actually not a problem. So it really isn't the issue. It flips as the weight decreases. Unfortunately, that's what the problem is. So as the fuel, so I'm hoping that by having the extra fuel, we'll just run that test again on that part. We'll look at the science. So we want to get across. So I'll just go and just get the throttle up a little bit. It always goes well here. It seems a bit more stable than what it was before. Just get the X ready. Yeah, this is better. This is better. This is better. I can't turn it around. Did that completely explode? I think it did. Damn. Okay, so that was too rushed. We'll try it one more time. We will revert flight back to the launch. At least we got to the water. Yeah, so sick of saying this game is so good. Makes me sad that they abandoned and lied so much with the second. And it's still blow this one over. Yeah, this one's heaps better than number 2. Yeah, revert to launch. Yeah, Kitten Space Agency looks fantastic. That's still a long way off though. Okay, this one, actually, you know what it is? The thrust limiter. Let's get rid of, let's change that. Let's just go back into the revert flight, back to the VAB. So let's actually, I'm actually only really just tweaking the thrust here slightly. So let's bring this one down to say 25%. It'll just give me more control over what is actually happening here. And yeah, at the moment, what's actually the problem we've got is the center of mass is right in the very middle there, which is okay. But as the fuel drains, I think the center of mass goes down to the engine. I think, like if I actually reduce all of the fuel, is that changing it? Yeah, actually, see how it's going down. So the fuel actually changes the center of mass too much, and my center of lift, my center of thrust is down the bottom there, but the center of lift is is not really showing there actually. Just turn off that and see if that shows. Oh yeah, there it is, right in the middle there again as well. And so it's sort of it's really on a pivot point. As the center of mass comes down with this one through here, so the center of mass over the, you can see it on the inside there. It's right on top of each other. As we lose fuel, it then flips. That's the trouble. So I need more weight at the bottom here. Actually, that's what I do need. So let's go and ditch a bit of this. I'll just turn these off for a second, and just see if there's something else we can add in that will actually add a little bit of extra weight to the top without it being too expensive. 200 for that booster. Again, it's a little bit dangerous. No, 200 for that. What about the fuel tanks? What are they? 150 for that. Yeah, that one there, what's that one worth? This is worth 70. What that will do is it will actually then raise everything back up again. And so if I now look at the center of mass, it shouldn't really affect it much. Center of mass is there. Center of the aerodynamics is now a little bit down below it, which hopefully will be okay. Actually, one thing I might do is, if I could bring these fins down, that would actually probably be even better. So the fins have been good, but they're only good for a short while. Yeah, I'll see how this one goes. All right, so off we go again. Yeah, the modders really have. This is 6-lane modder save KSP2 as much as, but they've done so much more here. Like, this is really amazing. We'll run the test, and it's just going to give us a little bit more stability, hopefully. Put the X key ready to flip. Come on. As it comes back down, we should be able to pump this one. Brilliant. There we go, guys. Okay, we're in the water. We need to run our test here. So we've got we'll start the scan running, and we'll extend the antenna. We'll just watch. This one's going to go for 8 minutes, and we've got heaps of stuff in here. Everything's looking good there. Nice. That's actually going very, very well. So we'll just keep on running. Now this one, the telemetry report is running in the water this time. So we actually have this one as well. And so we'll let that one run. We've just got to keep on track of this electrical charge. So that one there is running that scan. 7 minutes for that one. So we'll just speed up time. Oops. No storage space. Damn it, I've screwed up there. Okay, that's something we're going to have to be mindful of. So, what about the telemetry? Telemetry report is still running. Just let that one run. Actually, the data, we should be able to transfer this. Yeah, let's transfer that out. Did that work? Yeah, so this is actually still running. The data is full. Radiation scan, only very minimal with that one there. So, hi Sev, how you going? How's goes the Kerbaling? We're still just trying to get the initial bits. There we go. See how the capacity is coming down now? It's now sending off the data, and we've still got heaps of electrical charge. So I'll just let it keep on allow it to keep on doing this one. So we're going to get more and more space in here, which means we're now running the scan. So we are now sending off the information. So let's now just speed up time again. While this is running, this is fine. So that's good. 5 more minutes. Let's have a quick look and see how we're going here. Heaps of power. There's KSP there. And we still have to decouple. Just let it happen. So that one's the telemetry report. I can just stop that one now. It's not doing anything else, and the data is now all being transferred out. How's the radiation scan going? Still 3 minutes to go. This is good. So we're actually now getting more science. So getting this early science is really, really important. Once we get this one done, we'll just check our battery. Battery's got heaps, which is nice. Yeah, 1 minute to go. Now we need to test this one here. We just need to basically to perform the test, activate the part through the staging sequence when all test conditions are met. Splash down, we're at Kerbal. So this one here, we just have to press the space key, 10 seconds. There we go, that's all done. So we've got 3.2 credits of science there from that scan, which is good. And this is actually in a different position, I think. So I'll see if I can find where the science manager actually is. That's this is messages. Yeah, that's all okay. All right, let's activate this this next test. There we go, got both of those now. Unfortunately, this is now still all, we're not going to pick up the bottom bits there. So we'll just go and press escape, tracking station, and get this craft. So we'll recover it. We'll pick up a little bit more science that way as well. 2.4 is, yeah, we've got 17 science now, so we'll just go next. Now we picked up the Oscar B. Yeah, we didn't pick up. We picked up a little bit of the fuel that was left over in that other tank. Anyway, that's allowed us to like just by having the full fuel tank, it just pumped the top of it up a little bit. So that was all good. We just go leave the facility. We should now have a fair bit of money. Yep, we've now got 120,000, which is nice. We've still got debris. We've got debris over there. Why can't I do anything with that? Splash down. I'll just recover that. And I don't know if there's any other debris anywhere else that we can sort of see, but no, that's all okay. All right, we've been going for 28 minutes. We've now done 2 of the missions. Let's go back in again. So as we keep on doing things, we're going to keep on getting these different parts testing, and I want to just get the simple ones of these. We've got 17 there. I think that's enough for us to get another thing that we wanted to get. So the radial needs to be splashed down. The flea in flight. The Mark 16 parachute would be good. We don't have that yet though. The heat shield in flight over Kerbal, we don't have that either. These will actually have specific heights and things we have to get to, and specific speeds. So we'll couple these together with other runs. The TD12 in flight needs to be fairly high and travelling at a fairly high speed. We can do that. Decoupler into flight above Kerbal. This is the Hall. These are the 2 different decouplers. I think I've got the TD12 but not the 6, so I don't actually have that one. and then haul the swivel engine into flight above Kerbal. So we then need to, I think, activate it at a height of, say, 10,000 at hardly any speed. So we've got to be going really, really slow at that point. So these are hard to try to sort of just match up. What we might do is go back to the achievements and reach the upper atmosphere. This is an easy one for us. We get 68,000 from this one. So let's go and throw that one into the mix. And we cobble that one together with... We could haul this one. Speed for that one. It's going to be this one's going to be triggered at 16 kilometers and traveling at a fairly high speed. I think we can do that. So let's go and throw that one into the mix as well. So we'll throw that one in. So this is going to be the thumper. Oh, hang on, this is a thumper. The thumpers are big ones. What else do we have? The hammer. So the hammer wants to be going at altitude of 23,000 and fairly slow. Okay, so if we look at the hammer, maybe we just go back out again for a second and have a quick look at the research and development. So we've got 17. This one here is 15 for survivability. This does give us the parachute, which we could test as well. It does give us solar panels, landing struts. We're getting close to being able to now sort of move around. Radiator panels, which we don't really need. This is okay. This is a small unit that can receive and relay control. This is a small, a different sort of satellite, and then there's the heat shield. There. So we'll get this research. So we've got all that stuff now done. I just said we had the barometer, but we already had that one. No, that's the Geiger counter. Looks like we actually just picked up an extra one as well. There's the extra batteries as well. Okay, the art of science and landing. So the press mat barometer to atmospheric science. Not sure where that one shows up, but that's sort of like a hidden one. I think that we just picked up in there as well. Press mat barometer. Do we have that? No, it's not in there. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just go back out again and go back to mission control. So, actually the hammer, the flea, in flight of, have these just been added in? I guess they've added in now that we've sort of got a few of these things. We've got the Mark 16 parachute in flight above Kerbal as well. If we go back to our active contracts, we've just got to reach the upper atmosphere. That's what we have to do here. If we look to test the parachute, that might be the better one. Where was it? The Mark 16 parachute in flight above Kerbal. Let's use the Mark 16. I've got to also check that's the one that we actually have. So we need to be travelling at an altitude there with fairly slow. So we already have to be fairly slow there. In the parts test, won't they let you have access to the part for testing since you want to test it? I found that in this mod you don't actually have access to it. I was looking for one the other day when I was just playing with it, and I didn't have it. Like, it was actually this radial decoupler. I think it thinks it's in different areas, but it doesn't give it to you if you don't actually have it. So you've really got to make sure that it's the one that you have. The Mark 16 may not be the one that we actually have. So if we go and have a quick look and see, is it the one we have? Yeah, it is the Mark 16. So we could possibly do that one. I want to try to just cobble the experiments together though. So we'll go and do this parachute test. This one gives me 4 science as well. Unfortunately, we have to be traveling fairly slow. Let's give it a go and just see if we can actually, if we can somehow do this. The 140 to 200. I'll accept it. Let's just give it a go. Even if we have to do 2 runs, we can still just go and do it. Leave the facility, VAB. So we now actually, I'll just get rid of all this stuff. we now actually have this little, becomes a little bit more useful, this little satellite, just because of its structure. So we can sort of do a bit more with it. So I'll leave this one. This one costs a little bit more, 550, than what we actually had. But we'll get this one up into orbit or not into orbit, sorry, just up high. And we'll do like maybe some more science with it as well. But when it comes back down, so if we go to heat, we do have a heat shield there. So I can do that one. I'll just get rid of most of the ablator. So we'll just get down to say 15 ablator will be okay. So that's going to be fine. Then we've got the, so when it comes back down, this is what we'll end up bring back down to with the parachute. Let's throw the parachute on top. So the parachute up there. So that then satisfies that bit of it. And now we just need to get it to just get into the, actually altitude above 18, actually that's easy. So that's really easy. We don't have to do much at all with that. So what I'll do is I will actually just go, in fact I don't even need that, if we're only going that high. So we'll just go to the decouplers. So it's a big decoupler. Actually, do we even, yeah, we do want to do that. So we actually, no, I don't even know if I need to do that. If I get my engine right, just one of those probably will actually get me to where I need to be. So what I'll do is I'll just go to aerodynamics. I'll just get the tiny fins, which are, and then just press X 4 times. That possibly will get me up there. Now it may actually. We just need to get to 1800 meters, which this should do that because where everything's just absolutely so light. Now they're all going at the same time. I just need to make sure that my staging is correct. So I need the first stage to be, come on, get down in there. There we are. So it'll be that, and then we click the parachute once we actually meet the contract information. So we just have to get above 18,000. That's actually really, really easy. All right, let's go. Yeah, it's just saying you think if they wanted to test something for science, they would actually go and do it. One thing we want to do here is just test this anyway. Actually, no, we can do is activate this one. So let's just see what actually happens. See how high we get. Yes, the speed is not too bad. I'm looking at the speed here. As it gets towards 1,000, it's then going to just keep on going higher and higher and higher. We're already at 1 kilometer up. And this is probably going to go way, way too high. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah, it's only halfway through and we're already at 4 kilometers. So we'll get this first one reaching up the upper atmosphere. In fact, this is just going to go way, way, way too strong, I think. We'll see how it goes. There's 10 kilometers. And it's just going to keep on going. Speed is coming down, actually, which is actually good. This is fine. God, I love the look of it. I love these mods. Just brilliant. 14, and we're slowing down, actually. We're only just going to make it, I think. 15. Come on. We just need to get to 18. Actually, we're not going to make it. This thing is not going to get there. Damn it. Okay. Well, time to revert back to the VAB. I really didn't think I thought we were going to go way, way up. Let's get rid of you and throw in a bigger one. So we've got like the hammer. Let's go and throw that one in. This one's going to be too much, I think. Do we want to eject? What's the weight of that? Yeah, mass is a lot of tons. I don't know what the mass is when it's empty. Oh, hang on. That's the shrimp is smaller. The shrimp might be the one to use. Maybe we'll try that. Yeah, this one will be probably the better one for us to use. Let's go with aerodynamics. Just go with the tiny fin, and then just 4 times again, X, and just to get that one into there. So this really is a missile, isn't it? Let's give that a crack and see how that one works. Now this one here, I'm just going to go and change the solid fuel down a little bit, or I could change the thrust limiter, but I think I'll change the solid fuel. I'll just try it at say 54 litres or whatever it is, whatever the actual amount is that they're actually putting into this. Let's just try this one. So again, I don't want to go too high, but I think that this will allow me to get up beyond the 1800. Oh, mistake. Revert flight. I didn't do my staging again. Because I didn't have a staging thing, it's all just in the one stage, so I just need to go and add another one and then throw the engine down below. That's fine. Off we go again. So the parachute fired at exactly the same time as the rocket. All right, let's do that again. I like that I've changed the like the percentage of failure down. It's like if you don't change that in the Kerbalism, it actually makes it quite tricky. This is maybe too strong. Already getting the the actual effects. It may overheat. I mean, our surface speed is just going crazy here. Actually, we're out of fuel now. This one we've still got a very, very high speed. This should be about right, I think. 13,000. We are slowing down. 15,000. We're higher than what we were. Do we need more? 16, 17. Come on, just a few more. We'll be fine. We'll just watch it as it ticks. Bang. We've got that one. Reach the upper atmosphere. We're done. We're still traveling up a little bit, but not too much more. And then when we come down, we'll then just activate the parachute once we actually hit these 2 ticks here. Now this one shouldn't have too much weight because it is still fairly light. So it means that when we do come back down, the speed should be like by the time we get down at least around about the 2000, we should be traveling fairly slowly. I don't want to go too high up because the higher up you are, the more it ends up coming down. So just you get ready for the space bar to activate the stage. Down we come. It's like a missile. So you can see there we're picking up speed at the moment. That will slow down as we get into the thicker atmosphere. So we had to just get into this little area here. But certainly as we get down into here, it's going to then sort of slow right down. So it's traveling at 300 meters per second. We're not super dynamic. We just got to wait till we get to between 5 kilometers. See how we're slowing down now? 280, like 289. It'll slow down more and more. We're now at 5 kilometers. We're going to get 1 tick. And we just need to be under 200. Come on, come on, come on. It's not going to do it, is it? We've got too much aerodynamics. Well, let's just save what we've got. So unfortunately, we didn't actually get the test for the parachute 100%. So that's the, but the rest of it actually did work fairly well. Yeah, so Tested Trees are saying, yeah, good old days of early launches, yes. Hi, Bob Kerman, how you going? Over there on YouTube. All right, well, I'll just speed up time. Get up to 4 times speed here. You can go faster, but what was that one? Reaction. Okay, we just had a reaction fail in here. This is now coloured red. So we do get failures with the different bits and pieces. that doesn't matter, the reaction wheel there. Actually, the fact we've got a reaction wheel in this is actually a good thing. It's going to allow me to steer, which is actually quite nice. Let's get our 4 times speed up again. Well, we got one of them. I think I'll take that contract, and then we'll find something else to do to test the parachute. And down we come. All right, that's done. And we get to save all of that as well. Just go back to the tracking station and recover. Only got 4 science from that. So I didn't put other science things on that one. Probably should have actually. Probably should have done some science while we were doing all of that. Just go next. So we pick up a lot of the parts that we actually had spent, and we're still doing fairly well. All right, let's go back again and pick up another mission. How much? We've only got 4.8, so we need more science. So we do actually have, what else do we have? Haul the swivel, haul the back. I don't want to do those. Enter into space. This one goes up even higher. This is going to be, if I had used a decoupler, I would have actually gotten both of those. You know, that would have been good. So haul the TD decoupler. How high do we need to be? 27,000. Traveling at very, very high speed. We've still got to test this parachute. This one here we have to be traveling high, traveling very high. The heat shield, it's only the small heat shield that we want to be doing. If you're traveling super high speed there again as well. So I don't think any of these are really going to help us. So what I'll do is I'll actually go into space. We'll do this one here. We get 8 science for this one. So we just need to get up to a height of 70,000. So we'll take that, and so that's our 2 contracts. And we'll go back across to this area. If we have a look at science as well. Now, where's their science? It's vessels. This is science. This shows us what we've actually done. So we can actually, this is really, really cool, like the way it sort of does work. So if we have a bit of a look, we've got like the temperature scans. We can sort of see what we have done. We've done everything from the surface of Kerbal, so there's nothing else we can really go and do there. Telemetry. You can see there that things are closing off. I can actually show only the known subjects. In this case, we've got telemetry from the launch pad, but we also have it from the shores, so we can sort of do the telemetry report there. I should have done that last one when we actually were back down. That's the different telemetry. I'm not sure why there's 2 different types there. Anyway, radiation scans. We do actually have flying low. We did one at the surface. We've already got the surface radiation scan, but we can do one flying low. Again, that's not really going to help us much. It's going to take too long. Mystery goo landed is all we actually have. I can just go and have a look to see what else we have. Splashdown is another one. Flying low, up in space. This is good. This is good science for us to be able to make use of that one. Not sure what that is. No, there's nothing we can do there. Samples, yeah, these are EVAs. We need the guys in to do that one. EVA reports. We'll get a lot of science from that, but we just don't have the capacity to do that one just yet. So, mystery goo observation. We can do that one in flight, flying low, which does give us reasonable. The trouble is going to be we're going to be burning it too much actually, so I don't think it's going to be all that viable for us. I don't think I'll do this. I'll get these couple of career things out of the way, and then we'll just go for it. Let's just get rid of that one then. In that case, so we've got the two that we need to be doing. So this one here is not going to quite get us to where we need to be. Did I change? I did change the solid fuel. If I ramp that right up, that's possibly going to get there. Let's just ditch that one off and get ourselves the. So there's 2 science we need to do is to test the parachute. If I decouple, and I was trying to just save the piece, to be honest, so if I just use a decoupler there, it's the only one I've got, so it's a bit all over the place. I'm going to change the thrust down a little bit to say 70%, just so we don't overheat too much now that we've got all the solid fuel in there. This is going to be a little bit non-aerodynamic, but give it a go. Let's see how we go. Launch. Hi orangutans, how are you going? Okay, let's go and bring out what we need to do here. So we need to test this parachute. That'll be the second thing, but this first one is to get above 70,000. Whoop. Did it again. I did it again. Revert flight back to the VAB. I keep on doing this. All right, so that goes. Then we decouple. Then we have this. That's better. Now I do have a gimbaling engine, so I can not gimbaling engine. I've got reaction control in the top. If I press T, I can sort of just use a bit of. I can actually direct the ship a little bit, a tiny amount. Has it got reaction wheels? Yeah, reaction wheels. There is a reaction wheel in there, but it's hardly doing anything. We're 3 kilometers up. We're halfway through our fuel. I don't know if this will make it all the way up, but we'll just see how we go. There's the spaceport. There's the Mun. I'm not travelling super fast. I don't think we're going to make it. No, we're not travelling fast enough. Revert back to the VAB. I'll get a thumper, and we'll use that instead. Have we got a thumper? No, we've only got the hammer. We'll go with that one and see if that one gets us there. Again, that's fine. So I'm travelling really fast this time. Where we may have needed to do a bit of a. That's actually also, I don't know why that's going off on a different angle. It's not where I wanted it to go. Not at all, not even slightly. Not sure why it's doing that. I think it's just travelling too fast. Let's revert back to the VAB again. Just get our throttle down to, again, say 70%, thereabouts. Just keep everything else there. Unless there was a failure. I didn't actually check to see if there was a failure with the reaction wheel. So Beamslam's agreeing, are we in the age of black powder still? Or, yeah, still black powder, very much so. In this case, I will actually press the stability assist, but you do have a reaction wheel in here. Try to just keep it level. This one certainly is not as overpowering, so it means we're going to get better fuel efficiency. We are sort of rocketing through the atmosphere though, and again, we're laying over. No, it's for whatever reason, it wants to keep on doing this. I'm not sure why. Now the other thing is, we have, we may be able to still test our parachute. Speed is right. Just need this to come back down a bit. There we go. That should, I've already popped it, I think. I have popped the parachute. Come on. Why would that not do it? It hasn't triggered. Deploy, deploy, deploy. Don't know what happened there. No idea. So, no remote control, maybe. That may be it. Yeah, maybe that's it. But I don't know, the other one it did. So that doesn't make sense. Revert flight back to the VAB. So we go with the let's still try to get into space if we can. So why didn't that work? Oh, you know what it might be? We may have run out. And again, I don't look at the little warnings that come up. So we'll revert to the VAB. Yep, that's okay. We'll just close that one off. Let's try this again. We'll keep it at 70 there. Let's move that down. Grab another one of those. Actually, I'll just get another decoupler as well. All right, so we end up with a. This one should make it more stable in terms of the thrust. So hopefully it won't lay itself over. Do we have reaction wheels? You know, I should be doing more science as well while I'm doing all this. Got electrical. Maybe that's going to help. I might just pop in a heat shield now as well, because we're now going to be coming back. So it gives me that one. This one here has got your telemetry report. It does have a reaction wheel. Electrical charge is now, well, we've got this new battery, so we should be okay there. These don't, normal engines will actually like keep the normal engines have got, if we have a look at this one through here, it's got an alternator at the top there, so output at fuel power, so it actually does refuel the fuel tanks, whereas these things don't have the alternator, which means the thing just runs out of power, and I think that's what may have happened. So, and I think it's also got the communication command. Yeah, it's just a control point. Oh, there we go, communication there. So antenna rating 5K. If we have a look at I don't think that was what the problem was. So this one here is it's gonna be better. Antenna rating. What's this one do? Actually, this looks like it's kilometers. In that case, I will throw one of these on as well. So I'll chuck one of those on. Do we want to take any science with us? Even just a like a temperature scan or something, just so we get a little bit more science. Let's do that. So, and what I'll do is I'll have this one run pretty much the whole time. So, I don't know if I can start it off with running. Yeah, I'll just go waiting. So we end up with just that one going the whole time. And if I go back into here, we've got data capacity. I'll give it as much data capacity as possible. And telemetry report, I'll just go with that one waiting as well, just so that we get more information as we sort of take off. All right, then we've got the actual the rocket itself. I'll put this one down to 70 as well. This one may be too much. Now, did I do my staging correctly? I better just double check that. Nope, I definitely didn't. Okay, so we'll just go back to the VAB. Revert. So we need to so that one then needs to fire off, and then this one needs to fire at the same time. So that one goes, that then takes off, that then fires at the same time, that then releases, and then the parachute at the very, very end. That should do it. Okay, let's try this one, see how we go. Seth saying, so add battery, yeah, we did that. We've got a little circular battery underneath there. All right, here we go. So it's now pushing a bit more weight, but we've got a lot more fuel. I'll just press the SAS again, stability control. Slight reaction wheel. Again, we're not traveling too fast, but this is fine. Then once this one runs out, we'll then just switch it over. Probably should have put more fins on the next one as well. Traveling 300. There we go. Yeah, I need more fins on that one as well. No, it's not going to do it. Not going to do it. Okay, revert. The amount of redos you got to do in this is crazy. So, hi Boland, how are you going? Do we get no aerodynamic fronts after the probe? No, not really. Actually, we may do, actually. That's a point. We've only got the fins. I'll just put basic fins here as well. But do we have anything else there that would be helpful? And I think at this stage we don't. We've got this adapter, which would help a little bit. But it's going to unfortunately be right where we don't want things to be. Because I've got no way to decouple from that. So look, I won't worry about that one. It would unfortunately be on the back end of all of this if we did that. It would have to be in there, which is then going to I can give it a go, just see if that's going to help. It's not going to do much. All right, let's give this one a crack. This is worth 6,000. See if we can get into space this time. Our first foray into space. Failed. This is the Kerbalism mod. This one now just failed. The only thing I can do with that is I can try to repair it, but it's not going to happen. So these failures ultimately make it more stable in the end. But we can have failures anywhere. So I'm just going to revert the flight back to the launch, and we'll just try it again. So I've ramped these down to 10%. So there's going to be a 10% failure rate on these engines. There's another one. Okay, so failed to ignite. Now the second one can also fail to ignite when we do it. Let's just go back and revert. Try it one more time. We'll take it back to the VAB. There we go. It's working this time. So we've had two failures, and they help with the redundancy of the piece. They sort of make it more like we learn from it, basically. I might try to do some science once we actually get a few more pieces. I'll start to try to actually just focus on science rather than career for a little while. So solid fuel is going up well. we go, that's better. That's better with those fins on it. No, it's not. No, it's not. Oh, sort of. It sort of is. Just try to keep it going. It's sort of still pointing up, which is good. Now we're getting heat. This is at 70% as well. We're nearly out, we're nearly out, we're nearly out. Just survive this bit, guys. Doesn't matter, that doesn't matter, that's just fins. We almost burnt this off. Let's do some, are we still running this? It's running anyway, yep, so that was already running. Now we're at 60,000, we're still travelling high. This is, I think we're going to make it. I think we're going to get there. 70,000, we're in space. What do we need to do? Enter space. We've done that one. So we've done the big one, and we're still traveling up. So now we need to test the parachute. Now we should have done the telemetry as well. Telemetry report is running at this stage, so that's actually still just going back through. So we're picking up science here as well, which is good. We can sort of see what's actually happening in through here as well. So the telemetry reports. It's the shores. You're flying low. We're picking up a little bit through here. So that's still sort of coming back through. And the temperature scan, what have we got there? Flying high. So we're getting, all of this should be going back. Let's extend this antenna. Just while we keep on doing this, all this science. Telemetry is now done. It's now waiting for a different style of location. So it's now done all of the flying high, I think. 3. Space, low space is now where it's done all of that. Flying high has got 1.6. It looks like it's done all of that as well. The shores it hasn't done. Ladder and splash we've already done as well. So we should have had the data. We've got 2 megabytes of data already going through, but have we sent that off? Just transfer that one back through. Got heaps of electrical charge because of this. So we're fine there. Everything else is looking good. We're still going up. We went way up. We went way up. Let's see if we can get any more different locations here. What's space high? Not sure how much that is. So these are all the different things we can do. These are all the different biomes and stuff. Just keep it there. We're still actually going up. I'll just speed up time. Wow, we are miles up. So we can do on this one. I don't know why there's 2 telemetry reports. That seems strange. There we go. Temperature scan has been transmitted. 4.5 credits. We're now coming back down again now. So we're sort of coming into crash. What we can do is just release the release everything. So I'll just get back down to normal speed and release. Unfortunately, we have this piece which is going to cause some issues, I think, with what we're doing. And let's actually now just retract this. Retract the antenna. It's going to sort of help us a little bit, but I think it's going to flip us over. So as we sort of come in, we're now inside the atmosphere. We're still actually transmitting things. This is home back over here, KSC. Here comes the heat, and we're in the wrong spot for that because of this. Let's try to flip over if we can. Oh, we might be lucky, we might be lucky. Got to be travelling at, and we will be light enough, so we will be down to these sorts of speeds. Just got to get to 5 kilometres. Okay, let's extend this one again. Oh, it's still travelling too fast. Okay, that's good. It gave me a warning. Speed is, oh, we're going to be too slow. Damn it, we're going to be too slow. Jeez, what a shame. Too slow. Yeah, we're not going to speed up at all. It's this area. It's the aerodynamics on that one was the problem. We'll pop the parachute, but we didn't get there. We still didn't get to do the test, but I'll still take it because we got so much more science with that one there. All right, let's just speed up time. If we bring it down. Come in for a splash landing. And so again, these may still be transmitting. No storage space. Can you transmit now? Extend the antenna. Telemetry report is now running again as well, but we're out of data. Review and send. We should be sending anyway. But the data is full. This is now running again. We'll let this one continue on just for another few seconds. That's all okay. No storage space again. All right, let's get out of here. That'll do us. Escape tracking station. Recover. Damn, we just can't quite get a trick with this with the piece, can we? So we've got the mission summary for this one here. We picked up 50 science. Look at that, heaps of science there. So we ended up with all sorts of different reports from the salvage. That was awesome. So we got lots and lots there. And they go next, which is the parts. We picked up a heap of funding from that one as well. We recovered 3,000, but we actually earned 350,000, which we'll need for the for in the future. Let's get back out of there, and we still have to do this bloody parachute. Parachute's the problem one. Now, we were travelling too slow when we came back down. I need more weight to be able to do that. If we go back up high again, we need to get into a stable orbit now. But let's go back and pick up more science now that we're earning all of this. To get into a stable orbit, I've got 50. So I've got 50 in through here. There's 20, another 18 there. I can also just go back down into here and pick up even more science. But it's sort of, that's a bit too extended from us. Like, it's actually not something that we want to do just yet. I think we want to get these basic parts in. This will then allow us to get into, or should allow us to get into, actually there's the thumper there that we have to go and test. And then this one here is the radial decoupler, which we have to test when we're splashed down. Okay, I think we'll just grab these two. Let's grab those extra pieces. That should allow us to get into orbit. And so if we go back across to the mission control, I would like to finish off this this active one that we've got, this testing the parachute. So we look at available. Test the TT-38 splashdown at Kerbal. Got a day left on that one. Haul the swivel into flight above Kerbal, but we have to be... actually, that's not terrible. We may be able to test this one. Do that one and actually do the parachute at the same time. So let's go and try this one, because we've been using this one a little bit, the swivel engine. We've got the radial, haul the Mark 12 radial mount drogue chute. This is a different chute again, a bigger chute. The that one here, we have to do it at very, very high altitude, but it has to be really slow. That's actually, that's a hard one. It's really hard. So the TD-06 needs to be fair way up, travelling at a fairly high speed. That could be coming back down. We could actually do that one coming back in from a high flight. The TD-12 again, high height, so that's going to be a couple of decouplers there. Got the heat shields again. This one here we have to be travelling very, very fast with that one as well, at a very high speed, at very high altitude, so we won't do that one either. This one here, this little hammer solid fuel booster just needs to be done at altitude of 23 to 29,000, travelling at 200. So with the parachute, we could do that, or we could do the flea as well. Flea needs to be travelling faster. Let's do this one here. So we'll do the hammer, which I think is what we've been using. Go back to the VAB. Yeah, we've already got the hammer. So we need to test this one at 23,000. So we need to get up to 23,000. Let's get rid of this. Just so when we come back down, we're not too bad. One thing we might do as well is to actually tweak the overall look of this. So if we if I go and set, like I've got the move tool, I'm just going to go and grab this one. This one's absolute. I can change it to local or absolute, so I'll just keep it on absolute because we're not rotating them really anyway. If I press shift, no, shift doesn't do it. Alt, nope. Control, nope. If I turn off the snap, yeah, I can just bring this up to exactly where I want it. So I don't need to be seeing the battery, so I can just sort of leave that one where that is. So I'll just move that one up inside the craft. That will be okay. Temperature scan, we don't really need that anymore. We've sort of done a fair bit of that one. So let's just go back to the placement tool. Maybe remove this one and bring in one of the others. The goo would be great to be able to test, and we are trying to get it back down onto the surface. So let's just go and do that one. And what I'll do here is I will actually also bring this one inside. It's going to have to be in. The heat shield's going to have to protect it. If I rotate it around, let's go to snap. That way I can sort of bring it inside the vehicle to a degree anyway. And give that a go. Let's go back to move. That's probably okay. I might be able to just move that a little bit further in. I don't want it to be impacted when it tries to open anything else up. Like it will fail if it can't actually do things, I think. So we'll just bring it into there. That should be okay. It also brings the weight in slightly, which means it's going to be laying over onto that other side because of the weight. Let's give that a go. So I might do an action group here just to control this particular one. So if we go and damn it, if I just go Control Z, there we go. Yep, don't want to be pressing those things. All right, so that's what have we got there? We've still got the 70 thrust limiter there. Now the trouble is we're going to have to get up high enough for this one. I'm going to change this one up to 100. Just to try to get as much speed with that one as we possibly can. And then let's we hardly have to do anything with this, so let's just go and make this one so we've hardly got any solid fuel. And really just I'll just go to say 50% thrust with not even 50, I'll just keep it around there somewhere. It's about 30% of the fuel. Can't forget the goo. Is that the thrust limiter part of in the normal game? Yes, these are always here if you just right click on things. Now the action groups, I'm just going to go across into where's my action groups? It's weird, it's usually up here. Maybe it doesn't have action groups if it doesn't, like maybe the part that we have is just not able to have action groups. All right, in that case we're going to have to manually switch this on when we can. So I'll wait until we're actually safe to do that, and then we'll try to sort of test the goo at that point. Let's give this one a go. So Space Pants is saying, is this game complex? Yes, but it's so much fun. All right, off we go. Press T and see how the weight is just pushing it over slightly. Direction wheel, I can't really do much here. Now I need to get this next one traveling altitude of 23,000. Traveling fairly fast. So at 6,000, I don't think we're going to make it. No, we're not going to make it. All right, so this is the hammer is just not going to happen there. So we could still try for the parachute, I guess. Let's keep it going, and let's go and open this up now. We'll run this goo. And I'm going to detach this one here now. Decouple. Yeah, the reaction wheel's hardly doing anything. It's tiny, this reaction wheel. Parachute, we need to be traveling, and because we're stuck, oh, there we go. So we're traveling at 200. And speed is okay. There we go. Done it. Got the parachute. That's good. So we did that one, at least. So that decoupler, we just did that one decoupler manually. We point downwards and boost up the speed. Yeah, radical maneuver. This is fine. And the goo is just trying to collect what it can at the moment. So it's just running along. I'll just speed up time. It'll save what it can from its science. We'll just keep it coming in through there. That's good. At least we've got the parachute done. The telemetry, have we done telemetry? It's just still waiting. So all the telemetry for this area has been done already. We're so close to the spaceport. Where is the spaceport? Oh, it's back over there. We've moved a fair way away. Just travel down. All right. We've got nowhere near high enough to test this hammer. So we need to get a bigger engine at the bottom here. So the goo will just keep on collecting data. So it's already got 1.6 more science there. Yeah, perfect parachute test. That was good. I mean, we got pushed along because we didn't get out of the way of the other thing. I'll just get rid of the timing. No more storage space in through here. So we're sort of we've run out of storage space. So that's okay. So we're just going to go in again. Press escape, tracking station, and recover. We picked up 18 science now with that one, so that's where we are. We'll just go next. Picked up a few different bits and pieces here with some more funding. Done. So our money is still actually pretty good. That's going to change as we start to sort of get Kerbals into space. What we might do is we might focus a little bit more on, well, that's actually now, we've got the parachute done. If we go back into mission control again. So stable orbit is something we could definitely do at this stage. And that's going to give us a fair, actually it's not that much. We've still got to heat, still got to test different things. Now with this heat shield, we're going to be traveling really fast for this. That's a hard one. The TD12 is needs to be travelling at, again, at pretty high speed. Don't know if I can do all these actually. The decoupler here as well, the TD6. This one here, which we now have, we can do this one with a splashdown. We don't get much. We get a little bit of money, a little bit of science. If we get the stable orbit, we're going to be able to do a lot there. I really want to get to the point where I can bring Kerbals along. So Sev is saying Dr. Kerbal is sure his theorems about physics will lead to successful SPECH programs. And Lexanis is saying, is there not a button to recover from the ship hidden under the height meter at the top? Recover from the ship. Actually, do you mean the goo and stuff? I'm not sure, sorry. Anyway, what should we do? Which one should we grab? All the swivel. Now we've got the swivel as well, liquid fuel engine. This one has to be really low. We could do these sorts of things where we have to trigger these at very, very low speed. Now we've got the swivel actually, just better just double check. Yeah, that's the LVT45 swivel. Okay, so let's just go back and check that one. I think that these tests also make it more viable. The LVT, yeah. So let's go and do that one there. It gives us 16,000 for this one as well. So we end up with we've got a day to complete this. We just need to be traveling at practically nothing. So we just have to get into this range here. So I'll just focus on just doing purely that one, not the other one at this stage, and then we'll just try to get that one out of the way. So we'll just go back into the VAB. This one, the reaction wheel is practically nothing. We don't have any command control. We do have an inline reaction wheel now, which is actually, that could be very, very useful. Let's just ditch the whole thing and start again. So in this case, we need to test the, we're going to test the swivel at 9,000. So we'll bring this one in. We'll also then just bring the, we'll always make sure that we take a parachute with us as well. Now if I'm using the swivel engine, That will then give me the fuel that I need. So I just need to test that engine there. Should be able to bring the engine back down as well, like if I just use minimal fuel. So we'll just go and set up actually for heat. Do we have the other? No, I've only got the one heat shield here. Just a small one. And the decouplers, what do we have there? We do only have two. The TD06, so I do actually have a small one, which I could use if I needed to. Well, let's get the heat shield on, because we've only got the one. I won't worry about the battery. Actually, I might as well, because I'm going to be saving this. So I'll bring the battery in as well. I should have kept what we had before. Can I still load it in? I think we can. Yeah, okay. Let's keep this. So we'll get rid of this bit of it and just keep on working. Like this one, we've still got the mystery goo. We didn't quite get where we needed to be. Again, we've got the full data capacity. This is actually data. This is not the. This is not from this thing here. The mystery goo has got its own. It's got its own storage, and I think we need Kerbal noughts to be able to trigger them back the other way. Okay, so we can now go back into the decouplers and use the small one there. So that one, and then we can start to at least just get a little bit of aerodynamics and stuff. I've got the reaction wheel. Small reaction wheel. I'll just chuck that in there as well. I'll keep that low like this, and then we'll put the decoupler there. That way we're going to be able to push the ship around a little bit, and it's just going to help for us to steer it. Then we've got structural. You should have that one. That's probably even better. What does that one do? Mass, that's 1500. Yeah, this one's a bit cheaper. This one's a little bit more aerodynamic, so we'll just go that way. Now we want to get something with the engine. So this one doesn't have fuel at all. There are some fuel tanks that look like this as well. So we'll just do that. We'll get the swivel engine. All right, then we need to decouple there. So we need to get this up to that height. So we'll just go, and now we just have to try to find a way to do that effectively without it costing a hell of a lot of money. So if we just go back into structure, no, decoupling, the bigger decoupler, there we go. So that's now that part of it. So that's going to satisfy the top bit. So that's all happening okay, that's fine. Now we just need to get up into space, or into that sort of height. So if we go back to the actual engines, we do have the big thumper. The thumper is going to easily get to 9,000. So we can use it's just the thumper too much. The shrimp. The mite's too small. Hammer's not going to make it. The flea is half that size. I think it has to be a thumper. Let's get the aerodynamics. Got a few more things here now. Got nose cones. Still the basic fins. So we've actually now got winglets, which we can actually use to. I think we can actually manipulate those. They're worth 500. These are worth 175. We'll just try these, and we need to get this toggle snap. Just X 4 times. Give that a go. All right, let's give this a crack and see how we go. Now this is we just want to. All we really want to be doing here is just testing this bit here, 9,000, traveling at next to no speed at all. So I'm going to go and reduce the solid fuel here to just a very, very small amount. Let's just say about 30%, and the thrust limiter, I'll keep that on 100% for now, and just see how that one goes. All right, launch. Let's give this one a crack. So let's see how we go. Staging is all okay. So we need to get up to 10,000. I'm going to press T because I've now got this. I've got this reaction wheel, which will help me to steer it. It's like a gyroscope, a gyro wheel, whatever. Now that's now run out of what it had. I need to get up to 10,000, traveling at very, very slow speeds, which we are going to do. I'll just wait till we get the we get this one. We're nearly there. 9,000 is ticked. Oh, it didn't do it. I screwed up. How did I screw up? Revert. Escape. Revert flight. Revert to launch. That was good. Okay, so we've managed to nail the heights, like the actual speeds and things. Let's just keep it here. We actually got to exactly where we went to go. Do I need to? What do I need to do here? I need to haul this one up into flight above Kerbal. Don't I have to then trigger it? I don't know what I need to do with that. Oh, it's failed. The thumper has failed. We'll just revert back to launch. I did click the stage when it was all ticks. So that's stage there. I might move that one down into here, and I might just have the throttle up slightly and just see if that's actually what we need to do. So that's going to when this goes, this should all happen. Failed again. Revert to launch. Bring that one back. Oops, failing a lot here. Do that again, revert back to the launch. If it happens one more time, I'll just go into the VAB and set that up. This happens a lot with these, and I don't know why. These are painful. You can turn it off in the Kerbalism settings. So I'll just go and change that into there. Not that that's going to affect what we're doing here, but just that way at least I don't have to keep on doing it every time we get a failure. Didn't it launch the top in the wrong order? It says Sev. I don't think so. That one goes. That one fires. And when we come back, we then just come back safely. Oh, come on. So it's actually just, it's completely failing. I could try repairing it, but it's just not going to happen. Like yeah, unfortunately it's just that red one. Revert flight, revert to launch. I don't know why these do this, to be honest. This is painful. Revert to launch here. Failures are learnt from, are they still keeping the research learning if you revert, or do you need to recover? You need to recover if you've done any research. I don't know why these are failing so much, to be honest. This is really, really annoying. I'm going to go for a higher quality thumper. So I'm going to go to a high quality engine here this time. It says tested false, which is sort of why it's also just not quite wanting to work, but let's give this one a go. And I can't test it, like I can't actually go and, these just are tested by firing. So I can't actually test it, I can just activate the engine. It's still failing, even at the high quality one. Alright, just go back and revert to launch again. This will eventually get there. No, geez, it doesn't want to do it, does it? Don't know why it does these a lot with these thumpers, and yeah, it's really frustrating. We had the first one work. The next ones haven't. Just try it again. Oh, hang on. Lexanius is saying, do you know if you revert to launch the... Oh, yeah, they may not be recorded. Right, let's do this again. In that case, we'll just go back to tracking station. Actually, I think there was... I'll do this one once. Recover. So we pick up all the different bits and pieces. Done. Yeah, so Bob is then saying, are you using some kind of mod with the engine failing? Yes, we are. Yeah. Don't know if I can go straight there. Untitled Craft. Is this the one that we... Yep, let's just go for it. And actually that's going to be... The launchpad is faster, I think, to go through the VAB, ultimately. Here we are. That worked. Put the reaction wheels on, so we've got the SAS now working. So if we have a quick look again, so we're now flying. So we should end up with better redundancy. The more failures we have, I think you're right. I should have been recovering the vehicle each time. So we're at 7,000. We're just got to make sure that we are traveling at the right speed here when we burn this one here. Need another tick here. There we go. That should all. Does that mean that we might just turn it off? Might just slow down a little bit here. That's it. We're out of fuel. Do we need to bring this one down? Or is that it? Have we actually fulfilled it? I thought it all just went away. If haul, what do we need to do with that? Maybe I've got to bring it back safely. All right, we'll see if we can get this parachute down. I should have gone into the ocean. All right, so we're coming back down now. Let's let it try to... I can push the reaction wheel just to try to get sort of like things happening here a little bit. Actually, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to use the parachute. The reaction wheel allows me to maneuver very, very well. But we are going to be picking up probably a bit too much speed with the heat. So I've got the SAS turned on, and I can then just turn the ship around. I'm going to need to launch this when we're at the right point. Deploy chute. So if we have to, we must have to take this one back down. So I can't just jettison it. So if we're traveling fairly slowly, actually we are slowing down, which is good. So I've sort of got the aerodynamics working against me. 5,000. Still traveling too fast. I want to keep this thing happening here like this. Come on, deploy, 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 deploy. No. All right, we'll try that again. In this case, I think I just need to have it all ticked. I'm guessing I just have to bring it back down. Just revert to launch again. All right, off we go. We're getting up to the right speed. So if I just get up there and then not fire the craft. In fact, what I could do is just get up there, take the fuel off the top bit, and come back down with just the engine. That way, I'm going to have hardly any weight, which should then protect the everything in here. I'll just press T again, the stability assistance. So we've fulfilled that haul. I'm guessing it means we have to come back with it. So I'll just get rid of that bottom bit. If I got rid of this fuel tank, I think I'd be able to get down safely. There's the other bit. Off you go. So it's lighter than us. And I can't trigger this. It'll deploy when it's safe. If it's safe. It's going too fast. It's too heavy. Alright, revert back to the VAB. In this case, we'll get rid of the all the bits that weigh stuff. So we'll take the swivel engine out of there, get rid of you. Looks like we just have to get back with the engine. Alright, off we go again. Launch. Yeah, painful science, lol, says sick. Yeah, it is painful, this bit of it. Until we can start to get Kerbals up. Which won't be too long. At least these are now stable. That was good. That was a good call to actually revert back. Now this one here again, we just need to make sure that we satisfy the what we have to do. Oh, and I've screwed up again. Anyway, we'll see how we go. See if we can actually get this test done. Just ditch that one. Speed is okay. There we go. We've now got, that's now fine. We just have to get back. So we've now lost all of the weight of all the fuel. Are we running this test? It's now running. Just have to try to bring that one back as well. Funny because we don't have to fire it. Do we have to test it? Just shut it down. Get ready to deploy the chute. Again, our speed is still way too high and increasing too. $3,000, still increasing. Yeah, I can't do it. He's not going to do it. All right, so we need to do something different here. This is haul, so we just bring it up and take it back. And yeah, I think that's like what it is. I think that's what we have to do. But we are failing here a little bit. Heat shields. What have we got there? Only got the one. The heat shield's not going to really help us much. It sort of puts another heat shield in the back there. Let's get rid of the engine test. We're not actually testing the engine. We're going to ditch that. We're going to get rid of this. In fact, do we even need that then in that case? Or the adapter. Means we don't have the aerodynamics that we had before. Which probably would be okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how we can really slow ourselves down so much with the weight of this engine. I'll try this, see how this one goes. Could try a propulsive landing. That's true. That's true. We could actually. That is very true. We'll see how we go with this anyway. Failed again. So we know to go. Now there was talk about that we could actually go and pick it up here, wasn't there? There's nothing else I can do there to actually just go and recover it. I don't think. No, I think the only way I can actually recover it is this way. Try one more, just see if we can actually do it this way, and then so recover the vehicle. That way we learn from the failure. So why do you need the small rocket part? All you need is a decoupler from the thumper. It's because at Mission Control, we've got these different tests we have to do, and we get money from this. So we're playing career mode where we have to try to earn as much money as we can, reputation. So we're getting a good reputation for doing these tests. We need science. So we have to slowly build up the Space Center as well. So so we need to invest money. I don't know if we can do that here yet. Yeah, no, nothing there just yet. So these are different strategies we can use within the Space Center. All right, let's go back out again. I'll come back in next time, and if this doesn't work. So we'll just make sure this is running the whole time, I think. So I did it again. Control Z. Right click. And just do it waiting, just so it's open the whole time. All right, launch pad again. Now this one here, we've got that. The parachute there. We actually don't even want this engine to fire up. That has to go. I will actually fire the engine there anyway, but let's just leave it there, and off we go. I'll see if this one works. Syrian saying if you mouse up in the middle of the screen above the altimeter, it should pull down the recover button. Ah, thank you. Thank you. There we go. And now we can use it. Brilliant. Thank you for that, Syrian. Was it you that said it before? Someone said it before. Anyway, that's done. So we bring that one back. Launch pad. And launch again. Try it again. Yeah, thank you for that, Syrian. That's good. Just going to grab myself a drink of water. Here we go. Actually, no, we'll do this first. Now, we don't have the aerodynamics at the top here, which will actually affect it. Again, we're just trying to get this happening. And then if we're not, so we've reduced the weight. Will we get to the 9,000? Hopefully we will. Maybe not. We're only at 5,000. We're traveling a lot slower. Isn't it funny how the aerodynamics, look at the impact of that aerodynamics there. We've only got a third of the way. What a massive, massive difference that makes. All right, so we'll just go and revert back to the VAB. So we'll put all that other stuff back in, and we will actually try to arrest our what's happening with us. So we'll come back and resurrect all of that. So that's the bottom stage. That's the engine. We do need to bring this one back. So I'll get rid of this. Yep, so we don't need that. I was using that more for getting rid of the aerodynamics. Let's move that one across. Then we've got the which one is it? The payload. Oh, hang on, that's an actual payload. That's a payload we could bring stuff back with. I won't use that. I'll use nope, none of those either. Engines, robotics. Where was it? Yeah. The adapter. We will then use the fuel tank, just a small fuel tank, to try to reduce our speed as we sort of get close to the ground. And so that will be good there. Then we actually have, so that's going to be what we try to bring back down. So we're not going to have any, there's nothing much going to happen here. It does have stuff there. It's got the engine, that's okay. That's okay, we've still got these things on the area. So that one goes off, that then can fire up at that point, which I'm happy with. So does the adapter work as a fuel tank? It has the drop symbol. The drop symbol means that you can recolor it. So if I go back into the adapter here, so I've just got two different variants, so either orange or that one there. It doesn't actually do anything in this case, apart. So rigid attachment off. I'm not sure what this actually does, to be honest, but it's the same deal in through there. So this is just purely a color option. So that's like paint, a thing of paint. It's sort of funny because it looks like fuel, doesn't it? Like you actually assume it's going to be fuel. This one as well, I can go back in, I've got different variants in through there, but it doesn't actually change the, that's just grey and orange. I don't know where the orange is. But anyway, that's the different variants that we actually have. I'll leave it on that one there. It's just a, oh, see, there's free, actually this is, it's got the, no, that's okay. We could, I think we can have a look through if we do an IVA, but we're not doing that. All right, let's see how we go this time. 16, well that's fancy. Yeah, it's a really cool game. Like it's such a cool game. I'm just going to grab a drink of water this time. Yeah, there's so much in this game. It's brilliant. Why did that not work? Something happened there with the staging. I'm not sure what. Yeah, we'll see how high we get this time. We may have to change the thrust that we've got in here. So we've gone well past where we were last time. We're still travelling up fairly high. 8,000. We just have to get to that 9,000 travelling at low speed. There we go. And we just have to bring our speed down. And that's done it. Let's get rid of that piece. I don't know what happened there with the staging. Alright, so we're going to put the SAS on, and we're going to try to keep this thing so that we end up, we can use the WASD keys to just tweak this one so we're sort of facing straight down. So I've got the reaction wheel up in the top here, which is helping me stabilize everything. Now I don't have any thrust on this one just yet, so let's now just bring our thrust up, and we'll try to reduce our speed. So we'll come in with a bit of a burn, bit of a SpaceX burn. See, we're reducing the speed here. I want to keep this one fairly low. That's a great idea to do it this way. And then once we, the parachute should turn green when we can actually pop it. It's nice. This is nice. So about 5,000. Just press X. Just let it come back up again. Still got a fair bit of liquid fuel here. You just heard the other thing explode as it hit the ground. We're under 5,000. Just need to get our speed down now. So around about here, I think. There we go. Perfect. So it's just slowing things down. That will then pop out fairly soon and then slow us right down. Unless it fails, of course. Which it has. No, it hasn't. Good. Okay, the speed comes right down. We've got to be under about 30 or so to save the parts. Okay, this looks good. This looks good. We did it. So we're still we're coming down now very, very slowly. This is fine. This is good. So that's all working very, very nicely, and we should have had the goo running the whole time. Yep, we're still running. So this is running, so we're doing science as we do this. Which is great, and we're going to come down so gently that it's, we're not going to do any damage here. Needed to do it for 2 more minutes to be able to get whatever this location is. There we are done. So that's now, when we landed it, we've already got maximum goo, so we don't get anything from that. So recover our, this is so handy, thanks for that. Thanks for that info. Yeah, so Boland's saying I meant for a fully propulsive landing. It's called a suicide burn. But no, we don't want to do that. That's too hard. All right, so we picked up 22 science there as well. Actually, it says 1.5 science earned. Okay, I thought we would have got more than that. We'll just see what we end up with here. 22.2. Let's go next. Got our funds going up really nicely now, so that's good. Did we get that last one? Yeah, we did. That's what we had to do. We had to bring it back safely. Interesting. The terminology here is actually quite interesting. Now we've got a splashdown one there. Heat shield in flight over Kerbal. These are hard. What we might do is we've got 22. That's not enough, I don't think, to go and get any of the next phase. It's 45 there. Science here is 45 as well. This is going to allow us to sort of ramp things up a little bit. Flight control, aviation, that's going to allow us to go off and do different bits as well. General construction, and then advanced rocketry. These are all 45s basically. So, so if we go and click on any of these, yeah, requires 45 research. So we still need to go and get our research up to be able to go and pick up the different bits and pieces. So these require, requires either survivability or stability to go and get that one through there. But we've got all these 3 now, so that's all we can really look at there. So what should we do? Go and grab the missions are how we get our money, and we do get a little bit of research from this as well. If we get into a stable orbit, what can we test on the way back? What's our active contract? We've still got to test this this little hammer. Test the hammer solid fuel booster and float above Kerbal. This one we have to be travelling fairly fast at a fairly high rate. I think we might do that one now and just get that one out of the way. Is there anything else we can do at the same time? We're going to be going a long way up. So I think when we come back in, we'll be able to test one of the other heat shields. We test the small heat shield. This one we've got to be travelling, we'll be a long way up, travelling very, very high speeds. Perform the test, use the run test option in the parts context menu when all test conditions are met. So that's how we actually have to do this one. Let's grab that as well. That's our two ones we have to then go and do. So VAB again. So we're going to switch out. What do we got? I'm going to keep the reaction wheel. That's super useful. Got the adapter. I'll get rid of entirely, I think. And we do need to test the. So that's all that is just the reaction wheel. We've got a battery on the inside of this thing. We've got the goo container there, which I'll just keep that one there for now. There may be other science we could do. We've got the barometer, which we haven't used at all yet. That might be useful in the Geiger counter. Unfortunately, but putting these on, we don't have any real protection. I wish I had the action groups. I'm not sure why I don't have action groups up here. Maybe just because it doesn't have the ability to do that. I'll keep the goo container, so we just keep on sort of getting that science as we do it. We can just keep on running these things. Again, we'll just go and make sure that we've got the maximum data capacity there. And we'll just keep on waiting for the science here. So we'll just keep them running as well by default. So we'll just do what we can. We will run out of data at some point, I guess, so it will then just try to transmit it back down. So we're going to be testing the 0.25 meter heat shield, which is the only one we've got. 0.625. There we go. Throw that at the bottom. That's going to be how we come back into the atmosphere. Now, actually, the hammer. What do we have to do here to perform this test? Activate the part through the staging. We'll test. That's all we have to do. We can then ditch it at that point. So we'll get that one going. We just need to get decoupling. So the TD6 decoupler there. We're then going to be going out to the bigger areas. So we'll just go into not aerodynamics. Where is it? Structural. Then we'll get the hammer. So we have to have the hammer. So this was to test the hammer. We need to be traveling fairly fast at a fairly high area. So we're just going to get that one done. We're going to go as high as we can. So I'm going to leave this one with full thrust and full fuel. We might just for the test, let's make it yellow and white or orange. Make it yellow. There we go. So just so we can see that's the test one. We want to then decouple that. So the bigger decoupler, and then we'll get the thumper. And at that point, we may need to put fins on both of these, although we do have the reaction wheel there, which will help us a lot in just trying to keep it sort of stable. But we might as well do this. So aerodynamics, we'll just get the basic fin. XXX, get 4 of those. I think if I press shift, nope, that's the whole thing, alt. Yep, I can then bring this one up as well. So I'll bring this one up for this test as well. Okay, so this is now the next one. We've got all this other science that's going to be happening at the same time, which will be helpful. That looks all pretty good. Now the thumper, this is going to really push this, or this is going to put a lot of stress on the top of the craft. Let's just see how we go. We have to get the speed happening though for everything. It's all about speed, this one. And we'll press T. So it's now heading into the first evening. There we go. The sun is setting over the mountains. This is what we've got, the shadow. So we need this thumper to take us right up into this high, traveling at still a relatively high speed. We've still got a fair bit of going there, and we're traveling very, very fast. Now we're at 10,000, and we've still got a little bit of fuel left. Now we may need to put another stage in to get this where we need it to be. So we can see there we're nearly at 23,000. We're traveling too fast. We get to 29,000, but we're still going to be traveling way, way, way too fast. So the altitude's right, and now the altitude's wrong. So this is not going to work. So we just go back to revert. Revert to launch. So if I can either reduce the fuel or reduce the thrust. So it's the speed is the problem. We're just traveling too fast at that stage. So we'll just go back in, and we will just maybe get our thrust. Let's work with the thrust. Let's move the thrust down to say 70%. That way we'll still keep on going. It may end up that we end up going still too fast, but we'll see how we go. I think there was a stage. Yeah, staging is fine. Okay, here we go again. So we've got less thrust. It's running these pressure scans. 15 minutes for that one. Oops, someone forgot to use the stabilizer. Someone being me, of course. Trying to push it back. That's all right. I'm still sort of going okay. I should have put the SAS on, the stabilizer on. So Beam Slim saying this game looks really cool, but fear it will eat up too much of my time. It's a great game. God, it's a good game. Look at that. So you can see the curvature of the Earth, or Kerbal. Traveling is still fairly high. Let's see how we're going with our speed. So we're coming down now. We have to get under 380 before we get to 29. Will that happen? 28, 29, no, it didn't happen. So we're still slightly off. Having said that, what we can do is I can just speed up time here and just see what speed we are when we come back down through. I'll just reduce the speed again. No, we're going to be too high again when we come back down. All right, so we have to be very, very specific here. So we just revert back to the VAB. Let's reduce the thrust down to say 60 or maybe even 50. Let's try that. So we just go with the main throttle. These are solid fuel, which means we have to preset everything. Let's give that a crack. T this time. Press the T key to turn on the stabilizer. It's much harder now. Like it's struggling more to lift us off. But it doesn't matter much. We've got still a lot of fuel to burn. Now we may not be going fast enough with the 50%. I might try 60% if this doesn't get us close to where we need to be. So we need to get to 23,000, traveling at 200 to 380. And we're only a kilometre up, and we're already nearly halfway through our fuel. But the speed will just keep on increasing and increasing. But I don't think we've hit the sweet spot here. I think we're now going to be under. So I'll try 60%. We've done 70, which was too much. 50 looks like it's too little. I'll speed up time. See if it takes us anywhere near there. It got us up to 10 kilometers, 12 kilometers. And we are traveling at 3. If we're traveling, just need to get to 2300, traveling at 200. We might make it. We might make it. 20. Oh no, we're not going to do it, are we? We're not going to quite do it. No, we just dropped under. All right, we need to go a little bit more. A little bit more. We'll get there. We'll get there. You can play Kerbalism where you can't do these reverts, by the way. You can actually play it super hard mode. Go to 60. Give that a, so we'll split the difference. And see if this one works. Oh, failure. Recover. Every time we recover, it becomes a little bit more stable the next time. Earned practically nothing, so that's okay. Got our money back. Go back to the launch here. Don't know what this first one is anyway. Let's just launch this one. Okay. It's a better launch. T. I didn't press the T key. That's okay. We're pressing. We're looking straight down through the rocket at basically the Earth. So that's actually fine where that actually is. So that's not an issue. There's the sun again over those mountains. Bit of haze. I love this mod. This is the Eve mod, which just gives you the environment, like a better environment. So in this case, again, we're traveling at the right speed at the moment, but we have to get to 2300, which means we've got to get really pick up, and then we've got to slow down once this one actually burns out. Now I can ditch this stage as well, which I think I'll do once it burns itself out. I've got to actually run the test here. But I think I've got to have this one open and then click on run test when we actually get there. I think that's what it says. Oh no, just activate the part. The heat shield we have to run the test on. So we're at 20, 21, and we've got 23. Altitude is right. Ditch that stage. 26, 27, come on, bring it down. There we go, we did it. We did it, guys, we did it. So that's now been done. So now we go way up, because we need to now test this heat shield coming in pretty damn hot. So we're traveling, almost done with this one. Okay, that's good. So that's now been tested, and we've actually succeeded there. Next one we have is the heat shield test, where we need to just run the test while we actually come back down. Now we're still traveling way up. Let's ditch that bottom bit. Let's get this bit ready. So we just need to run the test on the heat shield, and then that will be all we have to do. Let's speed up time. We're now in space, of course. Just let it go up. 50 times speed at the moment. Still traveling up. Now we're traveling back in again. We went a long way up. The speed that we pick up, we need to be traveling at over 2000 as we sort of come back in. I'll just slow down speed here a little bit of time. Just go at 5 times speed until we actually hit the atmosphere. Traveling at the right speed. Here we go. We're inside the atmosphere now. We need to be altitude. Speed is right. Run test. There we go. We just did it. So we did that one as well. So that had to be sort of running at the right speed. So we had, oh, damn. We still ran it. We still did it. I think that still works. Does it? Does it work? We overheated. I'm going to claim that as a victory. Let's just make sure we got that one. There's no bits to recover. It's now night time. Yeah, we did. We got it. We got it. We got it there. That's fine. Tiny bits, yeah, all over the place. We did report back. Actually, there's some junk there. We'll go and collect that one. That's a splashdown. 3 parts. It's the leftovers. Is there anything else we can see anywhere? No. That's the last little bit that we could find. That was good. Right, so we've got 29. Still not enough science to do anything, but we can now go and pick up even more missions. So, do we want to go for the stable orbit yet? We've got all these other things we can now go and do as well. Haul this one into the decoupler. This has to be a fair way up, travelling at a fairly high speed. We've got the bigger heat shield as well, but we haven't got access to that one yet, so no point. I think what we might do is we might go and go for the stable orbit. So we need to have, we get a fair bit of money with this. Why do we need to do it? Just anything, I think. Yeah, just need to achieve an orbit. We don't even have to be specific about what we do with this. Well, let's go and do that, and then we'll just load it up with science. And I don't even think I'll worry about these other things. With the R10 hammer. We need to be travelling a little bit faster with this one here. Activate the part through the staging sequence when all test conditions are met. So we have to be travelling at 50 metres per second, but we can do it anywhere. I wouldn't be wanting to combine these. Let's just do the stable orbit. So we'll just do that one. We won't worry about these other bits and pieces. I don't think any of these are going to help us with this particular one. And I might make this the last thing we do today, and we'll just keep on coming back through. So with the vehicle, the VAB, we'll ditch all of this because we now need to have stability. In terms of the of what we actually have in the top here, I'm actually happy enough with all of these different bits and pieces, to be honest. And what we might do is also just get a little bit of just so we can sort of recharge the batteries if we're going to get into orbit. The other thing is, once we get into orbit, yeah, I don't think we need to worry about too much other stuff there. So I'm just thinking whether we actually bother about trying to bring it back or not. And maybe we just don't. Because that's all we have to do is just get it into an orbit and we can just leave it there. And if it's getting science as it does things, if we go into a what's called a polar orbit, I don't know if we'll see the telemetries and stuff. If we just turn on... The telemetry is waiting. Let's just keep that. We'll go into a polar orbit. We should pick up more science slowly over time by doing that. This will be the first of our actual satellites. Let's go to electrical. Now we have these little photo panels. I'll just press X so we've got it on the other side as well. So we've got photo panels back in through there. We do actually have basic tests which will be running the whole time. We have a communicatron, and the only thing really that we're not going to be able to make good use of is the goo. Got the barometer. Yeah, we don't have the temperature, but we won't need the temperature because we've already done that one. In fact, a lot of these just won't really do much at all. It's going to be mainly the telemetry, and the goo has to come back down. But look, let's just leave it there anyway. So at this stage, we just have to get into orbit. What I will do is go back into the fuel tanks. I'll just get a fuel tank here, and then if we go back into the engines, we've got 2 engines to choose from. We've got the swivel, and we have the this one here is the Reliant. Now what we're looking at, if I just right click on these, they've both got alternators which does recharge the battery as it's going up into space. Cargo part, this cannot be placed. Yeah, that's okay. Engine, yeah, propellants, which is fine. Hang on, right click. I can then just sort of have a look down over through here. Variants, yeah, there's a couple of variants there, just shroud, truss mount or bear. Yeah, so there's a few different variants in through there as well, just visual. In this case, I'm looking at the thrust. We're going to need it to get in, like it's going to have a good thrust in, like in atmosphere. So it's got 205 and 240 down through there. The ISP, where is that? Engine ISP. Again, we're looking for the bigger the number here in the ISP, the better off it is in either atmosphere or in a vacuum. So 265, 310. Let's have a look at this swivel engine. And that's got an ISP of 250. So that's slightly better. This one does have the gimbaling. Yeah, it's got the gimbal, which allows us to maneuver. The other one doesn't really allow us to maneuver. So this one is by far the better engine, even though it doesn't have quite the thrust, but that's okay for what we need. So that's going to get us started. We're probably going to need another gimbaling engine down in the bottom of the craft. Okay, let's go and put a decoupler there. All right, so that's going to be the thing that gets us into the finally where we actually are through that other side. We've got this is our delta V at this stage, which that seems very low for what we have there. We'll go and get just another main stage, and we'll put some boosters in with it. So if I have a gimbaling engine here, it's going to help me to maneuver. So I'll just go back into the fuel tanks, and we'll just change these variants just so that they look a bit different. One more. Oh, that'll do. All right, so we'll go with those, and then we'll just go with the. Now we need to again have the the other engine working through here. So I'll just go back. This is still the same size engine without the gimbaling. It's the gimbaling is the problem with this one here. Yeah, variants. Yeah, there's no gimbal. The gimbal is just how we can then sort of help point the ship around. So we need another one of these, even though it's not as strong as the other engine. We're going to need fins. So in this case, I'll end up with the fins. Where are we? Aerodynamics. I'll just go with the not the tiny ones, just these ones here, and just press X. It 4 times. Oops, Shift X, bring it back to 4. And I want it to just be off by 45. Nope, I missed it. Yep, that's better. And I will get some thrusters as well because I think I'll need them. There should be a thrust to weight ratio in through here as well. Actually, the thrust to weight ratio of this vessel is actually now got delta V. This is actually might just explain this stuff down here is the engineer thing. This is Kerbal engineer at the top through this other side. It's giving me the different delta V's and so on and so forth of the different stages. So in the bottom stage, stage 4, we've got we've got the cost in through there. We've got the mass. The thrust to weight ratio there is 2.71, which means it can take off. So I probably don't need to have anything else other than this. The delta V is 1,400. The delta V, the total delta V, if I take both of these, is 2,600, which I don't think is enough to get into orbit. I forget what you need to do to get into orbit. I think there may even be a helper with the delta V in here somewhere. That's the engineer's report. Delta V. It's delta V tools. So if we go into Kerbal, altitude, if we go into say 170 kilometers, no, it's not telling me. Not telling me what I need. No, I'm not seeing it there. So Sierra is saying also click the atmospheric button for lower stage. Hang on, let's have a look and see. It's not this, is it? Anywhere through there? Atmospheric, not there. Where am I looking? Atmospheric, I'm not seeing it there, sorry. Just get rid of the delta V. Don't need the alarm clock. Where'd that one come through? Top of the redux window. Alright, yeah, that's not helping me. Oh, atmospheric. Right, okay. So, oh, okay, yeah. So we've got body curb. Was that what we were looking at before? Body Kerbal. Atmospheric. Thrust to weight ratio is still pretty good. It's not seeing what altitude 70. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing that one. All stages. This, I'm not sure how this all works, to be honest. It's RCS, which we don't have any. It's compact. How do we get back to the default? All stages. Here we go. Back there. I think we need to be 3,000, but I'm not sure. To get the total delta V. We can see how we go and see if that actually gets us there. And see if that's enough. I forget what the numbers are, but there is something that can tell you what you end up getting. I won't worry about that stuff. Maybe I don't have it installed. No, that's not going to help. It's the help file. Yeah, I'm not sure over there. Anyway, let's give this a go. What I can do is, because I've got such high thrust to weight ratio there, 2.71, it means this engine's going to be fine. Let's just move that off and throw another fuel tank in, because that's going to give me more delta V, more change in velocity. So thrust weight ratio is still over 2. And I'm now over 3,000 with the delta V there. Let's give that a crack and see if this one actually does work. So we know that the thrust weight ratio is going to work. Let's give it a go. We should start to save these ships, I guess. I'll call this one Orbital 1. So we'll save it as Orbital 01. And actually we'll save that. It saved the other one, unfortunately. So I'll keep this engineer redux up, because this one is useful. And so this will be just for final maneuvering. Right, now what we're going to need to do is, I've got the engineer redux is also going to give me all the detail that I need to actually get into orbit, which I didn't have when I was playing the other day. Now we can fire this off at night time. It doesn't really matter. I sort of want to do. I don't want to be wasting time because of the because some of the missions we get actually have got limited. Like they've only got like 1 day or even hours to do them. So I'm going to launch at night time. So we're going to press T to get our stabilizer on. So we have to do this one manually. Now engineer redux Kerbal should be up the top there. I'm just going to go and press full throttle at the start here, and we should end up, I don't know why the engineer redux is not working here. I'm going to change this one across in that case to maneuver. So what I now want to look at is the apoaps. I need to lay this one over slightly and just keep on pushing this one across here. Yeah, I don't have the feedback here. It may be because of what we have at the top. I'm just going to push back on the throttle slightly by pressing Control. Yeah, I'm not seeing why that's locked. The apoaps is 14 kilometers up is how high we're going to get. Let's just keep on pushing this over at 45. Oh, I meant to do a polar one, didn't I? Oh well, we'll get into this one. Periapsis is 20. I need to get this one up to 70 at least. We're nearly out of fuel here. I think think I needed to aim for about 4,000 delta V. This is very unstable. Yep, that's no good. Again, I'm not going to be able to get up to where I need to be, so I'm just going to press escape there. Let's go back to revert. I don't have the stability there. VAB, so 3,400 to 80 kilometres orbit. So thanks, Boland. That's good. So what we'll do is we need to get the total there to, let's say, give ourselves another 1,000, so 4,400. So we're going to, I think what I'll do is I'll throw another fuel tank in there. That then changes, my delta V is still 2. As long as it's over about like 1.4 or thereabouts, we should be okay. Total delta V is now 3,500, so that's technically enough, but I'm going to be not all that good at this, so we'll just keep on going. And we'll throw in another fuel tank in here. Make these all orange. Why not? There we go. So that's going to be the bottom stage. Thrust to weight ratio, still about 2. And we're at 3,800. Still not quite what I would like. I could put in more of thrusters to sort of get things working. Or I can put in more of these. One more of those, maybe. You see, you get diminishing returns as you start to sort of make use of these. Just go and copy one of those, bring it across. 1.74, we're over 4,000. Let's try for that. Let's give that one a crack and see how we go. We do need to put more stabilizing fins back on the top there. As that was the problem we had last time. And go 4. Alright, we'll give that a go. So yeah, we've got exactly 4,000 delta V, change in velocity. So delta means change, V means velocity. The triangle means exactly that delta. So it's delta velocity then through that side as well. So this is the important stuff. Still travelling at still got a fairly good thrust to weight ratio there. Don't know why we can't use the engineer. It may be that we need to have, like that's it in here, but we don't get to use it. Normally it shows up on the outside. It may be that we need a special part or something for that to actually activate. Unable to launch. Craft has too many parts. Oh, this building. This building actually can't support this many. Unable to launch. So this is a limitation of this little because we haven't developed this up just yet. How many parts have we got? If we ditch one of these, is that enough? Nope, unable to launch. What did we add? We added all of these. What about we get rid of all of these? And throw another one back in here. Siren's saying it's locked in Korea to requiring the engineer part. It should be in the parts menu on the side though. I don't recall which tab. Oh, okay. We won't have it yet. It'd be under utilities or something like that. Life support. Yeah, no, that's okay. Thanks for that. Alright, so yeah, we do need it requires the engineer part for that one to work. That's okay. We'll just go back and grab ourselves another fuel tank. Alt. So hopefully this will still be okay. There we are. Alright, let's give it a go. So T, get the stabilizer on. Z, full throttle. want to go up probably around about, say, 5 or 6 kilometres, and then we start to sort of turn it over, point it down towards the 45. I'll just actually slowly sort of do it now. It's just going to be very, very heavy. Yeah, it's wanting to run away with itself. Just keep on pushing it up. And I did mean to change the apoapse to that one there, so I can just sort of see how high up the actual craft is going to go. Oh, we're losing control here. I'm trying to manually keep it on that line down the bottom there in the reticule. 20 kilometres up now. We're travelling not far. I've been very inaccurate, I guess. I need to now really lay it over to try to push this across. The apoapse is still 34. It's getting up there. We're nearly out of the liquid fuel. Okay, unfortunately we can't really see it much with what's happening. I'm going to ditch this stage. Alright, so we are now moving across. I will fire this stage up, I think. So the apoapse is still 50. I don't know how far off we are. We're at 34. We are slowly slowing down a little bit. Let's just speed it up a little bit and just keep this one coming. Now I need to get the apoapse up to around about, say, 70. Bang, there it is. You can see over through here, apoapse. It's going to slow down a little bit because we're still inside the atmosphere, but we're sort of in the high atmosphere. So we'll just keep it coming across. I have to do all this completely manually. It's sort of funny, like if you actually play not in career mode, you can do all of this just where you don't have to do it like this. So as we get close to 70, I'm going to, and I don't know how far away we are to get to the actual apoapse. If I press the M key, I can then see where we are. So we're travelling up through here. The apoapse is over here somewhere. So when we get there with this, I'll then switch it across and start to, in fact, we're sort of now in space. I'll just press the M key again, and we'll start to try to maneuver this thing out. So we'll go and extend the antenna. Now we're still in the dark side, so we're not going to be able to sort of see anything just yet. You can see that we're now travelling at 68, so we're getting very, very close. I'm just going to now start to push this one up, and we need to get the periapsis up now to so that it actually then ends up being around about, well, to it to also be about 70. So I need to sort of just keep on pushing it around about this amount here. If I can keep it around 70, that's going to be fairly efficient. So we've got a fair bit of fuel. And this is not really clicking around too much. Now I better get going. Better start to really accelerate. Just get ready with the X once things start to sort of flip around. So now pushing hard, trying to get this orbit happening. We're laid right over the side here. I don't think I was... here comes the periapsis coming up. So it's 71. There we go, get the flip, and we are now, see how it's flared right out. I actually screwed that up. So the last little bit of that, but we are almost in an orbit. The periapsis, we're now traveling down towards the periapsis. So what I can do is I can point this thing up and push it away from the periapsis. Just a little bit. That will then raise it. Just need to get it over 70. So I screwed that one up a little bit. Still coming up a little bit. No, now it's going back the other way. So I think we've now gone beyond that one. I can just wait until if we just go back and have another quick look. We're almost in orbit. It's just that we're slightly still in the atmosphere. So I need to get over here into the sunny side. So let's just go and do that. Once we actually hit full sun, I'll know then to point the craft again. How are we going with electrics? electrical charge is coming down. We need to, yeah, unfortunately we're using up all the electricity. And we've hardly got any fuel at all, but it'll be enough for us to get into orbit. Let's speed up time. As we get into the sunny side, and then we'll just push this periapsis up, and then we'll end up getting that this one here. Oh, we've got to return. Oh no. I don't know if, actually I'm going to have to try hard to do this. This is going to be hard with the amount of fuel we have left. So we're now climbing up. I've completely screwed up the apoapse, and I've now used up all that delta V. All that change in velocity that I had in the fuel tanks is now all gone. So now I'll get the sunrise. Here it comes. The sunrise over Kerbal. I may be able to I just have to get this up to 70 into a stable orbit. We haven't done that yet, but we are super close. Okay, let's now just go back down to normal speed. So we're getting close to the apoapse, which means that if I just go and point in what's called the prograde direction, which is the direction facing the front, and just give it a bit of a squirt, hardly anything. I'm just going to get this over 70, and then we should see the ticks come into here. There we go. So we've still got a little bit of fuel left. So we've achieved orbit, so we've done that one through there. We need to return is the next thing we need to do. It's establish stable orbit and return is what we have to do. So we need to be back on Kerbal. So let's actually now do the opposite. We now go to the retrograde position, which is this little reticule here, which means just facing the back. We're going to come in on the dark side again with what we're doing. Better retract. Actually, no, I can do that in just a minute. As long as if I can get this down to around about, say, 40 or even 30, that will be ideal. So we'll just go and just burn the rest of this now. And yeah, we've done it. Okay, there we go. Actually, I've just screwed that up because I clicked the stage, but we're okay. We're going to be now coming back in. So we're hurtling down now towards the craft. This thing is just, I meant to keep that attached for a little bit longer, but anyway, that's the way it works. Let's go in and, actually, you know what I've screwed up here? I've done the same thing here. Oh no, the ablator's full of ablator. That's actually okay. Let's just go and retract this. I was still actually okay with this, but I will retract it. And I will just get a little bit more sunlight just to make sure that we've got the batteries charging. So we've got the batteries charging there as we start to come back in. Yeah, balancing, you shouldn't need that much fuel. Yeah, we had a bit left over actually, a little bit left over. That will also be crashing down as well. But it was firing in the opposite direction. It's going to go down before us. It's actually, if we have a look at the map, we should see both. Potentially. No, we're not seeing the debris. So we are going to hit on the dark side. Unfortunately, would have been nice if we're going to hit over here somewhere near Woomerang. The Woomerang launch site. So that's sort of where we are. So we're just sort of slowly coming through. These are radio stations that are picking us up as we travel around. This is good. Electrical charge is now coming right back up again, which means we can just keep on sort of sending out. In fact, I might extend this again. We can just keep on pushing out the science. We should pick up a bit of science from here. We've still got 4 minutes remaining on this Geiger counter. As an example, what else have we got? The goo will be full. No storage space for that one. Actually, there's nothing much happening in that one there. Yeah, that was the Geiger counter we saw there before. This one here is atmospheric pressure scan. Yep, that's stopped. We'll just let that one come back through again. Info. Yeah, these are different things that it's actually been able to do at different times. So this is actually probably not something we need to take into space in hindsight. Anyway, we do need to return, so we'll just go and do this one. Let's just speed up time. So we're going to hit this the dark side very, very soon. Do we have? Yeah, we've got the stabilizers on at this stage. Beautiful game. God, it's just stunning. These mods really improve it. Just come back out of here again and retract this now. We're sort of 100k up. I'll keep the stabilizer on. I'll try to sort of direct it through. So we always just sort of pointing retrograde, just so that the heat shield will then try to sort of be able to do as much damage, like as much protection of everything as it possibly can. We may be coming in a little bit too hard. I should have stopped this when it was about 30. That way we'll sort of bounce along the atmosphere. Whereas if we come in too high, like it's going to be too much. There's Woomerang over there. Here comes the Mun, and this is the mountain range, I think, which is sort of we're on the other side of that mountain range with Kerbal Space Center. Anyway, let's just speed up time again. 80,000, and then when we hit 70,000, it'll then slow down to 1 again. Speed up to 4 times speed, now that we're in the atmosphere. Once we get down to sort of like a bit lower, we'll start to get the heat effects. I'll just go down to 1, and then just start to just use the stabilizer to just try to keep this heat shield pointed, so we're pointing that way the whole time, hopefully. You can see there that's sort of slow. That's slightly in the heat area. Some of these things probably aren't going to make it, I would guess. I can just try to protect them a little bit with the heat shield. Just sort of bleed off the speed here. They're okay at this stage. Actually, I don't know what it is that's being affected by the heat. If I have to wobble around a little bit, I've got to be very careful that I don't end up with other things pointing into the heat too much. Speed is decreasing, which is good. This heat, I think, will be okay. So this is fine. Still 24k up. 1200. Yeah, now we're coming in nice and slowly now, which is good. Awesome. I'm going to turn the SAS off now. Just press the T key. And it's just going to find its own. It's going to sort of wobble around here anyway. It's slightly off a little bit. Actually, that's where we're heading. So we're going to actually land in sunlight, just on the side of this mountain here. I would guess. Hopefully we miss it, because it's a very, very steep cliff. And we don't want to be on the side of that. Now we're 12k up. The next thing we have is a parachute. So the parachute, we can deploy that one once we're sort of down to about 5,000. So 10k up at this stage. God, it's a beautiful game. It is stunning. I just love this game. That's the other bits and pieces, I think. We're 6k up, still traveling too fast. But the speed is bleeding off. You can see we're going to be under 200. I'll just go and press the parachute now. So we're now sort of at a good rate there, and we are going to hit the side of this, unfortunately. So hopefully if we survive the rolling that will occur. Back up the top there. Let's just speed up until we get close to the bottom. Yeah, so we've just missed the cliffs, but I think we're still going to roll a fair way, and that will possibly destroy everything we've got. Here we come. Let's get down to normal speed. Please don't roll. I know you will, but please don't. I'm going to put the stabilizer on, see if that will actually stop us from rolling. It did. It did stop us from rolling just. Alright, so we can now recover. Phew, we did it. Another mission done. We picked up 71 science. This is good stuff, isn't it? So we picked up a lot of things in through there. Telemetry reports, radiation scans, all sorts of different bits and pieces there with science. So that was excellent. And that's great. So we'll just go next. Recovered a few bits, like 2,600 worth, but we did actually earn ourselves a lot of money by doing that one. So the government has sort of paid us well. I'm going to call it quits here, though, guys. I think what we'll do is we'll come back in, we'll do an evaluation of what we need to do, figure out what we can buy, because we've got 71 in through here. So I can pick up, well, one of them, one more of these. So we have to figure out which one's going to be the best one for us. But we did get there at least, so we've got we got into orbit. All right, so let's call it quits here, and I'll be back again. I'll play something different tomorrow. I don't want to. I've been playing a lot of Dwarf Fortress, but I really want to keep on playing it. We'll see how we go. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Oh, we didn't actually get to name the. I will try to name the some of the guys as well. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.